Most people don't realize how much of their personal information is being bought and sold every day. Data brokers are making millions pulling details about you from public records and the internet, then packaging and selling it, usually without your consent. That's how your information lands in the hands of scammers, spammers, even stalkers. It's why you get endless robocalls and why ads seem to follow you everywhere. That's where Aura comes in. Aura actively removes your data from broker sites and keeps it off. They also instantly alert you if your information shows up in a breach or on the dark web. But Aura goes beyond data protection. With one app, you get a VPN, antivirus, password manager, spam call protection, dark web monitoring, and even up to $5 million in identity theft insurance, all backed by 24/7 US-based fraud support. Other companies might just sell credit monitoring or just a VPN. Aura gives you all of it, together at the same price competitors charge for just one service. Start your free trial today at aura.com/hidden. Protect yourself now at aura.com/hidden. Everyone treats summer like it owes you happiness. Long days, pool parties, your best life on a loop. So what does it mean when you feel worse? The summer blues are real. It's why summer is one of the busiest stretches of the year for people starting therapy. Therapy is not only for when you're in crisis. Growth therapy is for all the moments when you decide you want more. More support, more clarity, more tools. Mental health isn't a destination you reach. It's something you build, and Grow makes that easier. Grow connects you with thousands of high-quality licensed therapists across the U.S., offering both virtual and in-person sessions, nights and weekends. You can search by what matters, like insurance, specialty, identity, or availability, and get started in as little as 2 days. There are no subscriptions, no long-term commitments. You just pay per session. Grow helps you find therapy on your time. The therapist you want takes your insurance on Grow. Grow accepts over 125 insurance plans. Sessions average $21 with insurance, and some pay as little as $0 depending on their plan. Visit growtherapy.com/book now today to get started. That's growtherapy.com/book now. growtherapy.com/book now. Availability and coverage vary by state and insurance plan.
This is 99 Cent Rental. I'm your host, Brian White, and I'm joined as always by my co-host, Dave White. Hey, Dave, how you doing over there?
Woo! Woo! That is a sour beer.
My God. I can see it on your face. It's a sour expression.
I'm all right. I tried to jump over a fence yesterday. Just a little fence.
Okay. Were you running from the police?
Well, no, the circumstances are that I had taken perhaps a wrong turn, and I found myself at a bit of a dead end, and I was like, well, I just need to get over the fence. So I'm like, I'll climb over the... I'm not that old.
Uh-huh.
Well, I hate to tell you this. I am, in fact, that old, because in my defense, I did not realize the drop was a little bit lower than I had expected. My knee didn't even bother to try to hold up. Just gave right the fuck out.
Yeah, like it felt a little bit of pressure upon landing and was like,
nope,
you're on your own,
You should have used both of them. Bad choice.
No, a couple of years ago, I went to go pick up some food at a place, and it was a mob scene. There were like 1 million fucking people. It was so fucking busy that like I finally got my food, and I turned to leave, and like between me and the door was like a dense gaggle of just drunk idiots that I would have to like sort of excuse me, like sort of either that or just shove my way through, and I wasn't feeling it. So I went out the side door, and I was like, how tall could this fence be? And it was not a tall fence. It was probably up to my waist, but climbing over it, boy, I looked a fool. Yep. And I felt pretty bad because there were other people outside who were like, now what is this guy fucking doing? See, that's what you got to do is be like, hey, get the fuck out of my way. Yeah. Yeah, if there it wouldn't have been bad. I probably would have been like, well, shit, that was a stupid idea. If it was just me, but like me trying to like pull it off and then look like I meant to do that as I was coming off the side. It was a
Stood up and you were like, woo, still got it.
it dusted off my pants. It's like, whoo, boy, that was a dumb idea. Yeah.
These are the indignities I face every day.
Yep. It's tough. It's tough getting old.
Mm-hmm. Sure is.
Yeah. I went to Nashville.
I was going to say, how's your trip down to ye olde South?
But I've been to Nashville. I've been to Tennessee twice now for some reason. And yeah. Okay, listen. Hey, Nashville, cool it with the hot chicken. All right, the stuff's all right.
It's not even when they're like, "Hey, did you try putting some honey on it?" And I'm like, "Fuck off! God damn it!"
Yeah, because I ate the hot chicken and I was like, you know what? It's all right, I guess.
It's fine.
It's chicken. It's spicy. Give it with the Hattie B's, which one. It's kind of like Famous Ray's, where they're all like, "This is the home of the original hot chicken." You go there, and it's like, it's fucking not, but whatever. Good for you guys. I got it. It's hot. Give it a little fucking flavor though. Put some salt on that shit or whatever.
No, they're just like the hot sauce is gonna do all the work. It's like
You can't. Nope, you can't.
It is
do
a
that.
simple sauce. You cannot rely so heavily on it.
That is illegal. You cannot do that. No. But otherwise, interesting town. Small. It's smaller than I was expecting it to be.
I don't know that I've been to Tennessee once. I don't recall going to Nashville.
It was nice because I've been to another part. I went to this place called Pigeon Forge.
That doesn't sound like that. Sounds like a cartoon.
It's where Dollywood is, and but it is where Nashville is booming, and it's artistry, and it's performance and music, and the city is alive with music. Over there is like fucking going to Hampton Beach for vacation.
Ooh.
There was one place we went down. There were 4 Donald Trump stores. There were 2 on each side, so you had options and didn't have to cross the street. But that place was rough, man. I didn't care for it. But Nashville was all right. We went to the Country Music Hall of Fame. It was cool. It was cool.
Okay.
That's cool. I don't give a. You take that Morgan Wallen stuff. Get the fuck out of here.
Oh no, he can eat all of the bags of dicks that anybody has. No, he sucks. I am a big a fan of country music, as you know, but not that country music.
No. But their sort of connection to the sort of the history of the art is really nice, and it was cool. It was very nice. And man, do they love them a Dolly Parton, and I do too. Everybody should.
Does.
You really fucking ought to, and if you don't, reflect on that.
She is a insanely talented person who's also a decent human being. Those are very rare.
I know. Like she's got her own little wing off to herself, and of course, I mean, there's like lots of Dolly stuff throughout the sort of exhibit, but she's got her own wing there, and a hotel.
I mean, as far as I know, she maintained a musical partnership with Porter Wagoner for a very long time. Never was it romantic or sexual.
Nope.
They were just professionals.
Purely professionals.
In country music, that is practically unheard of.
I know. It's tough being a girl singer, but man, that's just to be clear, that's a title. That's not just me saying she's a girl who was a singer. It's a title.
Yeah, way to be dismissive. Little lady.
Trying to be clear of that. Interesting town. We went there to see My Chemical Romance. Good concert, but my God, was it fucking hot.
It's been very hot here. It's been very fucking humid here right now.
Yeah.
But
yeah. Get out of here. Get out of here with that shit.
I mean,
bring on the autumn.
I think it's the lake that causes it. So
yeah. All right. Well, get that shit out of there too.
Nothing I can do about that. I think it was here first.
Shit. Well, it was hard to explain to someone who never had the experience of what a trip to the video store was like back in the day. The shelves were choked with absolutely bizarre crap made on tiny budgets, completely divorced from any recognizable reality, and it was the best. We intend to talk about every one of them. Just before we get into it, here's a little housekeeping. If you would like to keep up with us between episodes, you can also find us on Instagram at Bring Me the Axe Pod. Dave's over there at that Queer Wolf.
Yes.
Go ahead and give us a follow. You know, what do you got to lose? You do that social media shit.
I don't.
Yeah.
I mean, I do for this, but
yeah, keep up with all the goings on because we got a lot of goings on going on.
There's lots to be going.
Yeah, that's how we sort of coordinate it all. And if you don't know, we got another show called Bring Me the Axe. Our latest episode covering Piranha is out now, or Piranha if you're nasty. It's out now.
Piranha.
Piranha. And we'll be, boy, you just come on out, listen to that episode, find out all the different ways that you as an actor can pronounce that word, because they're gonna run you through all of them. That's out now, and we will be back next week with a look at the absolute bottom of the barrel Jello Fatal Frames.
And that was yours. You chose that one. It is. I choose most of these movies, but that one's on you. So
no, this one it was because when Stacey Ponder was on, she mentioned it, and I said, "Holy shit, we should do that movie." And thus we are. I know people. There's a large number of listeners who don't. I get the feeling don't listen to the episode if they don't recognize it, and that's a deep cut. I encourage you, suck it up, because that's going to be a funny one. That movie is stupid.
I mean, I think our best episode of either of these shows, Beaver Trilogy. I'm sure it's the least listened to episode we have.
That is also one of my favorites. I think it's the one. I think it's the best one that we've ever done. It is also among the least listened to, which is a shame.
Michael said that episode made him cry a couple different times.
Jesus, it makes a lot of sense. That's a really good episode. But yeah, the ones of us really going through it, getting crazy with it. Yeah,
elves.
I have the elves.
Hey, everybody, if you ever wanted to listen to me lose my shit for, I'm going to guess, well over a minute of laughing, that's the one.
That one just about broke us. Oh, boy, yeah. You can also contact us directly at 99centrentalpod@gmail.com with any questions, comments, or suggestions. Do let us know if there's a cheesy movie that you love and like to hear us give it the business. And if you would like to support us on Patreon, you can look us up over there at patreon.com/bringmetheaxepod. There's a couple of tiers you can join there. All paying members get ad-free episodes. Subscribers at the $5 a month tier can look forward to our bi-weekly X-Files rewatch pod. Do You Think I'm Spooky? The latest episode is a look at season 2 episode Soft Light. Ooh. We're almost done with season 2. We're coming up on the finale.
It's right around 5 years, but we did it.
Just coming right up around the bend. There's also our monthly Bring Me the Axe Millennium Edition, a bonus episode in which we explore a modern horror movie. The current episode is a look at Mandy. Mandy.
Listen, if you could join the Patreon for money, I would really appreciate it. I don't know if you've all been paying attention. I am literally falling apart. And
don't go into detail, because I heard that all the tooth talk really freaked people out. So
socialized medicine is not as glamorous as you think it is. So
I knew it in your face, Mom Donnie.
I'm gonna need your help. All right, it's really important.
Shit. So all Patreon subscribers, even the free tier, get access to our Discord server. It's chat. Pop on in. Yuck it up. Have a laugh with your fellow listeners. And myself. I'm in there quite a bit. Paying members get access to additional channels of voice and video chat and the watch parties option. Pop in on a Friday night. Watch Monday's movie with me and other listeners. It's fun. We have a good time. We watched this one. It was enjoyable.
It's a fun movie.
It's a fun movie. Once again, patreon.com/bringmetheaxepod. And hey, don't sleep on Laughing in the Dark. Are you afraid of it? Love it. It's fun. It's funny. We got a really funny one coming up on Monday. That's with our friends Eileen from Uike Horror. I was a little savage on that one. Uike Horror.
Yeah, it was a little bit like White Guy trying too hard.
White Guy, I'm just rolling them R's savagely. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. And Mikey from Morbid and the Rewatcher. You know him, you love him, we love him. Yep. Out now wherever you get your podcasts. And lastly, if you like what you hear, you can subscribe to us wherever you get your podcasts. We're also on YouTube. Search us by name and subscribe if you prefer to consume your podcast that way. And you'll be doing us a favor by leaving us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. So get to it, please.
Please do it.
I'm asking you nicely.
Yes.
Just take a minute.
Yes.
Those of you who have already, thank you.
God
You're
bless.
Wonderful. I love you. You're terrific.
You have sweet faces.
I want to kiss y'all.
I love it. I'll kiss you right in the face.
And if you listen on YouTube, do us a favor. Give the episode a like and leave a comment. We love hearing from you guys. Just want to get that all out of the way right at the top of the show so we can hit you with this subject of tonight's movie. Here we go.
It's hell upside down.
port bound.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please. It is exactly 50 seconds to midnight.
Hard left!
Get up for Mayday.
Oh my God.
That's the way out. That's our only chance.
Don't listen to him. We've got to stay here till help arrives.
Help from where? From the captain? He's dead.
The boat tilted and he fell. The shaft blew up and he's dead. And that's it. Or do you want to make something more out of it?
Sonny, keep your eyes on the ladder. Don't look at anything except the ladder.
I want you to give this to our little grandson, huh?
Why, I'm going somewhere you're not going?
Hold it. Do you know what a flash fire is? Well, mister, I'm not gonna let you kill us.
I'm going through that door, Mr. Rogo. You need to stand aside and close that door to keep the air from coming in. Or you can try to stop me. I told you I was going to get everybody out of here, and damn it, I'm going to do it!
Yeah, that's right. It's a lot of yelling, a lot of crashing, a lot of screaming. It's the Poseidon Adventure.
I mean, that is, you did just really describe this movie to a T. That is basically what it is.
Everybody be arguing, everybody be running, everybody be screaming all the time for like an hour and a half after a half-hour setup.
And this is still that era where everyone is still using like formal honorifics when they address one another. So it's Mr. So-and-so, Mrs. So-and-so the whole fucking time.
This is such a fucking great, off the top, great movie. I think this is a lot of fun. Little too long, but it's such an artifact. Like, it's 1972. It's such an artifact of an older era of Hollywood. It's cast like an episode of Hollywood Squares. Like, everybody you have ever heard of from the 50s and like early 60s is in this movie. Playing against type in most cases.
But they're the ones, Irwin Allen's the one who like really starts that trend of like, let's get these massive fucking casts together.
Yeah. It's like the worst episode of The Love Boat you ever saw.
Or arguably the best.
It would make The Love Boat way more interesting. What the fuck ever happened to The Love Boat? It was a popular show. I don't think I've ever seen it.
It was on for a very long time, and then it was not on, and then it came back. And then it was on for a very short time, and then it went away again.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. Yeah. But fun movie. Definitely not my pick for if I had to pick a disaster movie to do, I might have picked something different. But probably a good place to start though.
Well, that's why I chose it. So this was the first disaster movie that I ever saw. I remember as I've said probably many times, when I was young, I did not sleep very much or very well. So I would often stay up watching TV all night. And I remember seeing this on like, I don't know, like TBS or some shit.
TBS or like
Well, it was probably TNT.
TNT is another one that would have run this.
And I don't know what it was, but I was really captivated by it. And ever since then, I have loved these movies.
When we watched it, and I'll tell you what, I think like we're still making fucking Jaws like ripoffs in the Lord's year 2026. I think we are poised for a disaster movie comeback.
I mean, they never really went away. Like things like Armageddon and Titanic and like Deep Impact, those are all
I'll give you that.
They're all disaster movies. They're just not of this kind of grand tone and scale.
Yeah, that's the thing that I think really struck me as I was watching it is I'd seen this one before, but a long time ago. I certainly don't prioritize these disaster movies, but it certainly hits you a certain way where it's like, what a great fucking idea. Mm-hmm. Because it's novel. It also gives the movie, the fact that the ship flips upside down gives the movie a really awesome look.
Yep.
Because everything's up, everything's reversed and it's crazy and, up is down and left is right and shit. But also, it's that scale and scope of this. Like it's a big movie.
Or one might say perhaps too big.
A little too big. I think it bit off a little bit more than it can chew.
The Towering Inferno
sure.
is a better movie. It's
way better movie.
Like it is an objectively better film. The acting is better. The writing is better. It's written by the same person. The guy who wrote this wrote pretty much all of them.
Yeah. When you got a thing and you're good at it.
Because Irwin Allen, this was not the first, like he had a big success with television, but these movies were the things that really kind of put him, like this is his legacy. And he made so many of them.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, I fucking love them all.
Yep, that's right. So let's get in there. I got a little thing to talk about Irwin Allen because arguably I think that he is the bigger name than the film's director.
Yeah.
For sure. But yeah, here we go. The year was 1972, year of our Lord. So let's talk about some other movies that came out that year, in the year of 1972. Season of the Witch came out that year.
That is not a good film.
George Romero's feminist film, also known as Hungry Wives.
Sounds feminist.
That's probably not his title. That's probably like some fucking a distributor's title. But yeah,
this was Romero trying to get away from horror.
When I saw it when they released it on like videotape for the first time, when you could just go to like Suncoast Video and buy it. I bought it. I had it in my collection. I think I watched about half of it before I got
it
fucking
is boring
bored
as hell
and never went back. I don't think I've ever seen the whole movie. Also that year, Skyjacked! !
Okay.
Ripped from the headlines about a Vietnam vet who hijacks a plane and demands that they fly to Russia.
Listen, skyjacking was all the fucking rage.
We've mentioned it before. I think the book is called The Skies Belong to Us.
Yep.
And it is all about
it is a great book.
It is all about how, since the advent of commercial air travel, you could just walk onto an airplane with a machine gun and they'd be like, sure, would you like to put that in the overhead compartment? And you could say, no, I'd like to hold it. And
or
maybe
you could like
hijack.
subtly imply that you might have a bomb, and then the next thing you know, that plane belongs to you.
Yeah. Yeah, and a thing that was happening, it's my favorite thing. Like, basically, a lot of things happen. There's a bunch of stories about hijackings in that book.
It never goes well for anybody.
It's a very entertaining book, but my favorite ones are that case, because it happened a bunch of times around this time, because people are becoming like, really, after Watergate,
this is where
everybody
you get
is like,
the white revolutionaries.
And so these guys would be like, they would get on the plane and they would hijack it, and they would be like, you're gonna fly me to the beautiful workers' revolutionary utopia of Cuba. And then they'd get there,
get to Cuba, and Castro would be like, what the fuck are you doing here? Get away!
And then they'd be like,
But we can't. If we go back, they're going to be real mad at us.
And so the Cuban government would put them up in a place, and then these people would kind of find out that it really sucks there because sanctions and embargoes are making life really, really hard on the Cubans. And they'd be like, I I think we'd like to go back to the United States now. And the Cuban government's like, oh, thank God.
Either that or they would just immediately throw them in jail.
Just send them right back to Miami. Yeah.
It's a great book.
But yeah, it's a really fucking good book. The Skies Belong to Us. Also in 1972, A Thief in the Night.
I don't think I'm familiar with that.
We should do it at some point. It's another one of those Christian Rapture movies.
Oh,
but where if Footmen Tire You is all about communism. This one is all about how the Antichrist and the United Nations are going to enslave everybody who's left behind.
Wait, is it a what the fuck was the name? The family that did.
No, it's
Footmen?
not an Ormond movie.
Okay.
No, but it's half running away from the United Nations, half sermon about the end times.
It's amazing how little things have changed.
And it's a series. There's like a whole bunch of them too. But also in 1972, The Thing with Two Heads came out.
Oh, that movie is racist as hell.
Rosie Greer and Ray Milland, where a black man's head is grafted onto the body of a racist white man, and they gotta learn to get along. It's a caper.
It is. Listen, there are two of them, and there's two of them, two movies.
Yeah.
And they are really tough.
And then lastly, Ben, the sequel to Willard, probably most famous for its theme song by Michael Jackson.
Yeah, those movies are not good. And I love an animal attack movie, but those movies suck.
Yeah. So cast and crew. The director is a man named Ronald Neame, who's a writer, a producer, a cinematographer, and a director, all at different points in his career.
He's a stalwart guy. He's a studio guy.
Yeah. Extremely competent filmmaker who worked on a lot of stuff that didn't exactly stand the test of time, with the Poseidon Adventure probably being his best known work. He's also notably directed Judy Garland's last movie, I Could Go On Singing, and the 1970 Christmas Carol adaptation Scrooge, starring Albert Finney.
He also directed The Odessa File, which is a pretty good movie. And
yeah, it is.
He directed Meteor, which is not a good movie. That is when these films jump the shark.
Yeah. He came in early in the production phase when the movie's original director, Gordon Douglas, the director of Them, was fired. Yeah.
I like that movie.
Yeah. Neame was known to attend lunch events put on by an early film fan organization called Venture Fan Club, where actors and directors would go to sign autographs for fans for a fee. And he donated all of the money that he made from these events to his favorite charities.
All right then, Roland Neame. Let's pretend that this is the last I know of you, and I don't ever want to hear anything else that will sully your name.
You'll notice I didn't name those charities, only because I don't know what they are. Who fucking knows?
Just white supremacists.
It's just like that, like anti-communist organizations. But as mentioned, our producer is a man named Irwin Allen, arguably the movie's primary creative thrust.
And
the 70s,
I love him.
He seems like an all right dude. Yeah, the 70s saw a number of high-profile disaster epics from different studios and different directors, but no one did them quite like Irwin Allen, who earned the nickname the Master of Disaster. Before even that, he contracted with the 20th Century Fox, where he did his best-known work, but started out producing classic sci-fi shows Lost in Space and Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea, a couple of shows that listeners of a certain age are certain to remember from watching TV, either during sick days from school or summer vacation.
He also did a Tunnel in Time? Was that him?
Time Tunnel. Time Tunnel was one of his shows, yeah. So Allen certainly wasn't the originator of the 70s disaster boom. That credit ostensibly goes to Airport from 1970. Allen did it on a much bigger scale, however. Bigger sets, more ambitious scope, everything bigger and louder, culminating in a series of successful made-for-TV movies, but ultimately with his magnum opus 1974's The Towering Inferno. He often partnered up and directed and or produced with his wife Sheila, who appears in this movie as the nurse.
Right.
Yeah.
So Airport, I love I love the first three Airport movies. The last one's real shitty.
Is that Concorde?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Airport is like a drama. It's like it's a thriller of a sort, but it's mostly a drama. It's about a plane hijacking. They're like trying to steal art. Is that what they're doing?
Microfilm.
I can't remember what they're stealing. They're stealing something.
Yeah.
But it is very much a drama. It has a huge cast. an elderly Jimmy Stewart is sort of one of the stars, but so they set the pattern, but Irwin Allen's the one who fucking runs with it. So we start with this in 72. Then we get Towering Inferno in 74. Flood in 1976. That's a TV movie, and it fucking rules. That's my favorite of the TV movies. And then we get Fire in 77. Not great, but still good. The Swarm in 1978. That's
we talked about the
terrible
Swarm.
B movie. and I don't mean
literally bees.
Then we get Hanging by a Thread in 1979, which is an insane made-for-TV movie about people stuck in like one of those weird gondolas.
Yeah.
It is ostensibly
we've talked about that one too.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is ostensibly a drama. It takes the weirdest fucking turn when it becomes like kind of a murder mystery halfway through, and you're like, wait, what? But the biggest one, the weirdest one, is probably The Night the Bridge Fell Down, which is a two-part TV movie from 1980. They're real threadbare at this point. It's got like Desi Arnaz Jr. is in it.
Desi Arnaz Jr.?
Yep. The guy who plays Pete from Adam 12 is it. Like, it is a real thin cast. Like, it's
like all people that like Ron Burgundy name drops as his friends.
Pretty much.
I know Merlin Olsen.
Pretty much. Like, it's like
I know Keenan Wynn.
You might recognize them if, like me, you are a fan of old television and films. Otherwise, probably not. But it is about a bunch of people stuck with a bank robber on a piece of a bridge because the rest of it has collapsed. Somewhere in there's another one that has, I don't know, it's maybe Paul Newman, isn't it? It's called When Time Ran Out. It's like a volcanic eruption movie.
Oh, he got to hit that eventually.
That one I think was actually a theatrical film. Pretty good. That one's pretty good too. I love these movies. They are the exact same movie every single time. The setting and the cast is just slightly different. That's all. They're great.
I love when you would go on the backlot tour, like the Great American Movie Ride at like Universal Studios, and you would inevitably hit the section where it was like a setup for a disaster movie. Mm-hmm. Bring that shit back.
Well, yeah, because they do the one. I'm guessing they don't do this anymore. I haven't been to any of these in 100 years, but where like the flood. I think the flood is one of them.
Yeah. Yeah, Universal Studios also had that backdraft attraction where you go in and they just blow the room up in front of you, and it was rad as hell.
Okay.
Yeah.
Blowing stuff up. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's also part of the appeal is you get to see stuff just get destroyed.
Well, so that's the thing is like it is on one hand you're like, oh, what would I do if I was stuck in this small fucking Appalachian town?
I'd tell you what I'd do. What I would do, I would die probably.
Right. But you also get like the spectacle of it all. But there is inevitably like subplots in these that are so stupid and weird. Where it's like, yeah, it's a massive forest fires cutting off your access to the outside world and everyone's going to die. But also
there's a bus of escaped prisoners on the loose.
As a matter of fact, yes, that is what happens in that movie because the fire is being fought by escaped prisoners, one of whom has a redemption arc when he saves a little girl who's gone into insulin shock. It's like weird bullshit like that where it's like, yeah, the whole fucking town is flooded because the dam broke. But also, if we don't get this girl to a hospital soon, she's gonna die.
Well, you got to have a ticking clock element.
And you'll
Poseidon
get those
Adventure
in airport too. There will be those as well.
Yeah, because like arguably, like it gets a little more sophisticated as they go on, and they sort of add layers to it. But in this one, it's just the water level is rising. We got to move, so that's like what's constantly pushing them forward. But yeah, a little later on, they gotta spice things up, make it a little spicy.
And Airport may have started this trend, but they absolutely kick in the sequels after Irwin Allen makes his movies, because the second Airport movie is not until 75.
Yeah.
And so by that point, it's like they followed the same template.
Yeah. And then we get Airplane.
Which is, I'm sorry, I don't find those movies funny.
The First Airplane is one of the funniest movies I've ever seen.
I mean,
think.
I like the idea of Leslie Nielsen more than I like Leslie Nielsen as an actor.
Well, you get Leslie Nielsen in this one, and he threw everybody because we're all familiar with funny Leslie.
Oh yeah,
Nielsen.
serious Leslie Nielsen. I told you that movie, Day of the Animals, when he tries to fight a bear.
Yeah. Yeah, and I had to remind myself, I was like, yes, he was also in Forbidden Planet, which is one of my favorite movies, playing the straight man.
And he always plays kind of an asshole in those movies. Like every movie he was in before comedies, he's just kind of a weird, aggressive dickhole to everyone.
Yeah. Oh yeah, when he gets funny, man, like when he figures his shit out, mwah.
As soon as he gets that fart machine, the whole new world opens up for him.
One of the greatest bits of all time. Yeah. So we got a cast to discuss here. It's a fucking gigantic cast. I'm just going to name 3. So we're going to head it up with Gene Hackman, one of the finest actors of a generation, earning a paycheck in this
Playing
one.
a real asshole in this movie, if you ask me.
Such a shithead. Yeah, just making a little bit of money in this one, and seemingly also having the time of his life. Running down the list of credits, Gene Hackman is far too classy an actor to be appearing on this podcast.
Even at this time, he was too classy an actor.
I know.
He had already done The French Connection.
Bonnie and Clyde, The Conversation, Mississippi Burning, A Bridge Too Far, Unforgiven, The Royal Tenenbaums, 2 Oscars.
Superman!
Fucking 3 Superman movies. I don't think he's in the 3rd one. But, yeah, 2 Oscars, 3 Golden Globes. Motherfucker was on fire.
How'd he die? How did they ever figure out how that happened?
So it was just dementia. And, but also at the same time, like his wife died of like hantavirus.
Oh, geez.
And so like he just kind of expired
so she went
because
first in the
like his primary caregiver essentially died, and he just was out of his fucking mind and just expired from.
Well, that's sad.
It's a sad fucking. It's a sad story. Yeah, I don't. He didn't deserve to go out like that.
No.
Yeah. No. We've also got Stella Stevens, one of the last Hollywood blondes of the studio system. She came into film the same way a lot of women did in that era, as a background player or chorus girl who eventually struck gold with a screen test against Jerry Lewis, which put her in the lead of one of his best-known comedies, The Nutty Professor.
Mm-hmm. She's great in this, too.
Yeah. She's one of my favorite characters. Mm-hmm. And then
there's a funny story about her. She got the script and they were like, "We would love for you to be in this movie." And she's looking it over and she's like, "Shelley Winters? Fuck no, I'm not going to be in this movie." Because she had been in.
Oh yeah, I've completely forgot to mention Shelley Winters in this in our continuing year of Shelley Winters.
Yeah, she had been in I think it was the Mad Room with Shelley Winters, and they hated each other so much. She's like, "No, I'm not going to do that."
I think I've asked this. Was Shelley Winters like mentally ill? Like, what was her deal?
No, she was just kind of up her own ass.
Okay, because I am a known Shelley Winters defender on this podcast. I love her. I think she's fucking fantastic. But there is a vibe, and the way that everybody kind of talks about her and their experiences with her make her sound like she was kind of crazy.
She was very controlling, and she was. Listen, apologies to John Cantwell if you're listening. Listen, she was very controlling, is my understanding. She was very like, "I'll call cut. You don't call cut."
Oh,
like,
she was
I'll
method. I know that she was really
dialogue.
big. She was really big into the Strasbourg method thing.
And is she a good actor? Yeah, sometimes. Is she hammy? Most of the time. Like, she's just so big, and she was constantly. And I have said this before with other women, usually older actors of an older era, I should say. But she is of that era where, like, women really, really had to fight for any control or any power in Hollywood. And so I will grant her a little bit of grace in that way that, like, I'm sure it fucking sucked most of the time. And to really have any control over your own career, you probably had to be a bitch. But my understanding is that, like, she took it to a different level where she would like try to outshine everybody.
Okay.
And do it in ways that were really like aggressive, especially with younger actors who were just trying to like get their
it's like she and Joan Crawford were like comparing notes.
Very much so. Like, and I extend a lot of grace to Joan Crawford for the same reason. Like, I bet it was real fucking hard And like any woman trying to do anything pretty much ever, but especially then in Hollywood, it's like, I get it. But at the same time, it's like, lady, you gotta stop grabbing people's faces.
My whole thing with her is I just in so many of the movies that we've covered with her in it, she always has a thing that she does. Like this is gonna be funny, almost like she's entertaining herself, like in Tentacles, where she's just got this she just shows up with this outrageous hat, and then
like Ricky
in the
in
Visitor,
Sleepaway Camp.
and then in the Visitor, she just enters the movie carrying a fucking gigantic.
Like she shows up, and she's like,
cage.
this is my character. She carries this bird cage everywhere for reasons.
Yeah, it's funny. It's funny because it's bigger than your average hat.
It's real wild.
I give her so much fucking latitude. She could do whatever she wanted because she was in Night of the Hunter and she fucking rules.
She is great in Night of the Hunter. But everything I've ever read from anybody is like, whoo, Shelley Winters, huh?
Yeah, one of the things I read about this particular movie is like, in order to sort of keep her occupied so she wasn't like futzing around and fucking with the production, like everybody just was playing cards with her all the time.
Because she had a tendency to like try to dominate and like rewrite shit. Like James Nicholson would constantly be like, I don't think I can work with this lady, because she would be like, I've rewritten your script. And he's like, we're halfway through making this movie. It's done. The script is done.
Yeah. Well, we're not talking about Shelley Winters. We're talking about Stella Stevens.
Well, that's why Stella Stevens didn't want to be in the movie. And they had to assure her that she wouldn't have to be alone in any scenes with her. And then she was like, all right, fine. I will do it. That's
awesome. Yep. She was Playboy's Playmate of the Year for 1960. And her character in the novel that this movie is based on is a bitter alcoholic showgirl. But Allen wanted the cast to be broadly likable, but also frail people, and had her rewritten as a significantly more relatable character. And as a result, I think she's a much better character.
She is a much better character. It is worth saying her appearance in Playboy was... not that I think there's anything wrong with being in Playboy, but I think that she, at the time, she was like desperate for money. And that
there
was
were
like
also
all
apparently
the
some of the stuff that I read about her is there was, as she was coming up and sort of gaining exposure, there was a lot of comparisons to Marilyn Monroe, because when she had done this, Monroe had died a couple of years prior, I think.
Also,
or no, maybe she was
in 1960. No, she's still alive.
No. She's still alive. 61 is when Marilyn Monroe dies. Anyways, there's comparisons to Marilyn Monroe.
Marilyn Monroe's a much better actor, but
yeah. And then rounding it out, Pamela Sue Martin.
Why did you choose Pamela Sue Martin?
Because everybody else we've talked about on other episodes of the show.
Okay. I love me some Pamela Sue Martin.
Yeah. You might know her better as Nancy Drew from Hardy Boys Nancy Drew Mysteries.
You're goddamn right I do.
Or 88 episodes of Dynasty.
Well, I don't know her from Dynasty because I have only seen a handful of episodes of Dynasty. I have, however, seen every episode of Nancy Drew and the Hardy Boys.
I love those shows so fucking much. I have very fond memories. It's some of the earliest TV that I remember. Because it was
they're on Tubi right now. You can watch them.
Oh God, I should watch them. They're probably terrible, but I guarantee.
Oh no, I fucking love them. I watch them all the time.
That's great. I love the theme song. Holy shit, the theme song was cool. Yeah. And this is a fucking stacked cast of people that we've mentioned on the pod before. Shelley Winters, Ernest Borgnine, Leslie Nielsen, Red Buttons, Roddy McDowell, Jack Albertson, who you know from Willy Wonka.
Also, Mr. Ed.
Was he on Mr. Ed?
He was the replacement.
I never watched a lot of Mr. Ed.
Well, you fucking should, because it's a great show. He's a replacement for when their original neighbor died mid-production. They replaced him with Grandpa Joe.
Oh, all right. Also, we've got two cast member alumni from fucking Batman.
That's right.
Roddy McDowell and Shelley Winters.
Then I guess we've got three.
What? Who's the third?
The guy, the voice of Commissioner Gordon.
Oh, okay.
He is
just the voice
on the cartoon.
Oh! I was talking about Batman 66.
Okay, no, he's in the cartoon.
Yeah, Roddy McDowell played Bookworm, and Yep. And Shelley was Ma Parker.
There's she was Ma Barker in
Bloody Mama?
Is it Bloody Mama? Boxcar Bertha?
Bloody Mama.
God, I love those fucking AIP movies.
Yeah, right. Damn,
here's what I have to say about Ernest Borgnine. Boo!
Oh, no!
Ernest Borgnine.
Oh, no! I love Ernest Borgnine.
Do you? He is an enormous homophobe. Like, classically enormous homophobe.
Not in the movie, he's not, is he?
No, in real life, he
Well, shit. I'm saying I like Ernest Borgnine in this movie.
Oh, no,
he could take his fucking homophobia and like eat shit.
Yeah,
he's dead.
This cast is gigantic. I don't know how. I mean, they were all still pretty big at this time.
Oh yeah.
I mean, Hackman's coming right off the French Connection.
Mm-hmm.
Shelley Winters is Shelley Winters.
Yep.
I mean, I guess there's some younger people. Pamela Sue Martin.
She was
really
19.
Much.
Yeah, she's 19. She's real early in her career
here. Carol Lindley really hadn't been in much. I mean, she wasn't going to go on to be in much either. But a lot of TV movies.
Yeah. So there's a couple of taglines. You've heard one of them already, but I'm going to say it again in my tagline voice.
Please.
So here we go. Hell upside down.
Squam! Yeah.
Oh, that one will melt your fucking face off. and then here's the next one. Get comfortable, get yourself a drink, tuck yourself in. Here we go. In the early morning hours of January 1st, the SS Poseidon, en route from New York to Athens, was struck by a 90-foot tidal wave and capsized. Yeah, so there you go. So this here movie is based on a 1969 novel of the same name by Paul Gallico. It does what most disaster movies do by taking a pretty common experience, being on a cruise ship, flying on an airplane, being on the top floors of a building, and asks, what if the worst possible thing happened right now? You can look up videos of ships in the ocean, the open ocean, that is, ships much bigger than the Poseidon, and you can see them and their crews being tossed around by waves nearly 100 feet tall. It is a goddamn nightmare.
And that is what inspired the movie. Paul Gallico was on the Queen Mary when it was hit by, not a rogue wave, but by a very, very large wave. It was almost knocked over. A rogue wave is something different. A rogue wave is
I got a little thing. Rare. Got a little thing. It's not as rare as you think. Not
as rare as it is said to be, but it's still quite rare.
Yeah. So Shelley Winters received an Oscar nomination for Best Supporting Actress in this movie.
Did she deserve it? Absolutely not. Must have been a lean fucking year at the Oscars.
And speaking of Shelley, because his character was written as a fat woman, she gained 35 pounds for the role and couldn't shake it afterwards, which I get, Queen. I am struggling myself.
Listen, I know. You lose a bunch of weight, and then you're like, I can take my foot off the brake for a little bit, enjoy myself. Don't do it. Got it. You got it.
I'm fighting over here. Goes on so easy, but boy, it won't come off.
So she claims that she gained 35 pounds for the role, and she was never able to get back to her original weight. Now, I found, because her weight is it's like a real gratuitous part of the character.
It's like a fucking really poor taste running joke.
Yeah, the fat jokes, they are going to beat you over the fucking head with them. They're exhausting even by 1972 standards. But I found multiple articles about her weight specifically. Like not about the movie, but about Shelley Winters gaining weight for the movie. One of them was called Shelley Winters Battles the Bulge. And then another one, just a few days later, was called Shelley Winters Pays a Hefty Price for Glory.
Oh, no.
These fucking cheeky titles, too? Fuck you guys. Get the fuck out of here.
We gotta leave my Shelley alone. For fuck's sake.
It's a lot.
Yeah. Because you know what else? She trained with an Olympic swimmer so that she'd appear as a trained, capable swimmer when the time came.
And the whole time she's just slapping the lady and she's like, I can do it. I can do it better than you. I bet I can do it.
Yeah. It also sounds like everybody really enjoyed working on this movie, which is wild because the whole thing exists on a series of extremely dangerous sets with water tanks and fire, and everyone, Shelley Winters included, were all doing their own stunts for the most part.
Everybody except Wendell Mays, who wrote the movie. Wendell Mays, who took the job for money, did the best that he could and was like, here, I can't do this anymore. Give it to someone else.
Yep. So overall, the movie was nominated for 9 Oscars: Best Supporting Actress, Art Direction, Cinematography, Costume Design, Editing, Score by John Williams. I didn't know that. Original Song, The Morning After.
It's got to be a morning after getting demonetized.
Must have been a bad year for music. 1974 is actually agreed by listeners and critics to be the worst year for music. But also, Best Sound and Visual Effects.
I will say I agree with most of those, not with Best Song, because that song will get in your head and never leave. And also costume.
Yeah.
They're just wearing clothes.
But they're dirty.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I've probably got food stains on my shirt right now. Can I get one too?
So there was a sequel in 1979, Beyond the Poseidon Adventure, which picks up exactly where this movie leaves off, finding more survivors inside the ship.
Do you think it's good?
No.
It's not. It's fucking terrible.
I've seen it. It's
real
pretty bad. It's real bad. This movie was a smash hit, making over $100 million on a nearly $5 million budget adjusted for inflation. This is nearly $1 billion movie.
Mm-hmm.
The sequel was a gigantic bomb at the tail end of a decade just choked with disaster movies of varying qualities. It was remade in 2005 for USA Network, which eliminates the Reverend Scott character entirely and makes Mike Rogo the hero in a movie where terrorists bomb the ship because it's 2005 and, terrorists and 9/11.
Oh, were they brown terrorists? Were they Christian terrorists by any chance?
No. Oh, God, no. Don't be ridiculous.
I know. I have not seen that movie. I don't want to.
Now, it was remade again in 2006 for theaters by Wolfgang Peterson with a fucking mega budget that it did not make back.
I haven't seen that one either.
Me either.
One of them has Kurt Russell in it.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe
one of them has Josh Lucas in it. I know that. One of them has Kurt Russell in it, I think.
All right.
I'm not interested in either one.
Yeah, me either. It's that period of that's a real gross period, and remake fever.
Don't even get me started.
Even if it is Wolfgang Peterson.
So I mean,
das Boot.
I guess
he knows how to make boat movies.
It's not like Werner Herzog's remaking it.
Oh man, I would love that.
It would be a very thoughtful, very languid film.
Yeah. And then my last remark before we go to reviews is Mad Magazine parodied this movie under the title The Poop Side Down Adventure.
Nice. Got him. Classic.
Fucking A. This is peak Mad Magazine.
Classic zinger. There is one more interesting fact about this movie, and that is that after the movie finished its initial run, ABC paid $3.3 million, which would be, adjusted for inflation, $26 million for the TV rights. That was the most that anyone had ever paid for TV rights. It might still be.
That's a lot of money.
And they had to when you blow up a film, what do you do when you're kind of like a debigulator?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, they formatted it for TV.
They had to crop it for TV, and that was for a very long time the only version that existed.
Yeah, that's too bad.
I
have to look it up because I remember at one time I think the TV rights for Halloween were also a record setter.
Well, that would require some sort of rebigulator. That would be the one that I saw. So that's what started the whole damn thing.
Well, goddamn. Let's hear it. What did the press think of this here movie?
I'm gonna tell you about George McKinnon from the Boston Globe.
The old gray lady.
Although the best part of the sea saga comes in the first 30 minutes or so, and there is a tendency for the movie to become waterlogged midway through. Get it?
Hey, come on, man.
It is
be professional.
A slickly done thriller, expertly performed by a cast of veteran actors. I will say, for a movie that is essentially a very, very stupid thriller, they all kind of give it their best shot. And it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Here's the real great lady, A.H. Weiler.
Okay.
Which is odd because that is not a name I come across very often, but it is a name that I came across just earlier today before I started dealing with this for something else.
Huh.
It was something else that came out the year before this, so I guess it makes sense. The Poseidon Adventure is that kind of comforting catastrophe. most of us are happily far removed from the rare personal experience of having been trapped in a capsized liner. But though tensions slacken and credibility is strained here, realistic technical effects make the stricken ship and the efforts of its survivors to escape a fairly spellbinding adventure. Wrong, Weiler, this movie is slow as hell.
Yeah, it is. There are so many scenes of them just climbing and crawling
and yelling at each other.
And all right, guys, come on, let's move this along.
Here's the Gene Genie.
All right.
Once you decide the key to who survives, the Poseidon Adventure ceases to have any appeal, one would think. But the film's technical excellence holds one's interest. That is a very strange use of the word one.
Yeah.
Gene Hackman does what he can with a fatuous role. It remains for Shelley Winters as the porcine Mrs. Bell Rosen.
God damn it!
Yeah, doing it for the ladies there, Gene. I like that. To steal the show. How do you top Shelley Winters doing a racing dive into a flooded compartment? You don't.
Yeah.
Well, I hate you, Gene Siskel. Rotten hell, you bastard. Here is Roger Ebert, who is even more dismissive. The Poseidon Adventure is the kind of movie you know is going to be awful, and yet somehow you gotta see it, right? They ought to be honest in the ads. Cornier than Airport. More cliches than Grand Hotel. The most character actors in small roles since Flight of the Phoenix. Bigger ups and downs than the elevator in Hotel.
Oh my God, dude.
Fuck off, Roger Ebert.
Yeah, Raj, what are you doing?
And Charles Champlain, Los Angeles time. He, I believe, at this point is standing in for Kevin
Nash?
Los Angeles Times, Kevin
Albert.
Fat Albert. Doesn't matter. Cut that out.
Yeah.
The Poseidon Adventure is not Airport, I have to say. There is not the same possibility of audience identification from the start. The danger in stinting on characterization is that you finally ask more than even the most dazzling effects can sustain. And well before the last bulkhead had been breached, my private awe had given way to impatience. Essentially, he is saying there's not much here, and it gets
I'm kind of with him. There were moments where I was like, "Oh, Jesus Christ, is this still on?"
This is where I will land at the very end of the movie, but we'll save that for when we get there.
Yeah.
I did find one other one.
No, it's good though. It's a good review, right? Like it's gonna.
I am going to read this as it is written, okay? And I went out of my way to make sure that this is not ESL because I did not want to mock somebody for poor English, assuming that it was not their first language, and it is not. This is as far as I can tell. This is this person's first language. Rip-off movie, worst movie to exist. Law to release so bad that it does not have a name, so I'm gonna refer to it as the original. Gene Hackman equals eaten by money. Most half of this is a money-eating petition covering good movies. Stop glazing this overrated original, which sucks. Instead, go watch the best movie masterpiece to ever exist equals the remake Poseidon 2005. Never watch 1972. Watch 2005 masterpiece remake.
I think I'm having a stroke.
I had to read it.
I smell burnt toast.
That is a person who wrote that, not a machine.
Just firing off thoughts on their phone.
Probably not even. It was written in like 2006.
Oh shit!
They had to sit down at a keyboard and write that.
No, they wrote that on one of those old like Motorola flip phones where you had like hit the button
on
3
their
times
sidekick
for the letter C. Oh shit! Oh boy, that was exhausting. That's a hard one.
They didn't like it. They did not care for this film.
IMDb doesn't like anything.
You know what they did like? The masterpiece remake 2005.
That's the TV one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy. Well, we're going to dive into this movie right after these messages.
You know that feeling. Too many updates, too many meetings, too many things falling through the cracks. Monday.com was built for that gap. The AI work platform designed from the ground up for people and agents to work side by side and deliver more together. Drafting the brief, flagging risks, running a competitive scan, your agent can do it all. And the best part? Anyone can build one. Even you. Try it. Create your first Monday agent today at Monday.com.
Hey, I'm running out to drop off a stack of letters and packages. Need anything shipped while I'm gone?
Save the gas. Stamps.com lets you print postage and schedule pickups right from your desk. Sync your contacts into the address book, get detailed accounting insights, and get notified the moment your certified mail is delivered.
All from my desk?
All from your desk.
Join the 4 million businesses using Stamps.com right now with code PODCAST and get your free welcome gift. Stamps.com, code PODCAST. Taxes and fees apply.
You know what's wild? Most people are still overpaying for car insurance just because it's a pain to switch. That's why there's Jerry. Jerry's the only app that compares rates from over 50 insurers in minutes and helps you switch fast with no spam calls or hidden fees. Drivers who save with Jerry could save over $1,300 a year. Before you renew your car insurance policy, do yourself a favor. Download the Jerry app or head to jerry.ai/Libsyn. That's JERRY.ai/LIBSYN.
When you need to send the perfect rose bouquet, only one brand can say they've been the floral authority for 50 years. 1-800-Flowers. Why should you trust 1-800-Flowers? They hand-select every stem to ensure top quality. And with nationwide delivery, smiles and satisfaction are 100% guaranteed. And right now, when you order a dozen multicolored roses, we'll double it at no extra cost. Don't miss out on this limited-time offer. Order today at 1-800-Flowers.com/podcast. That's 1-800-Flowers.com/podcast.
Okay, you ready?
Masterpiece remake.
2005. We open on a ship at sea, the Poseidon, or rather a miniature of the ship. It's a wonderful miniature. 25 feet long was that miniature.
Look, it's an okay miniature from afar. It's when you get up close that it starts to look very boxy.
God, I love it. Yep. It's a huge vessel in rough waters. A title card informs us that at the stroke of midnight, the SS Poseidon, en route from New York to Athens, was lost at sea, having met with terrible disaster and misfortune. Only a handful of passengers survived. This is their story.
It's a real, dragnet opening, isn't it?
It really is. It really is.
I don't know about you, but these scenes of the boat being fucking knocked around in the water, because eventually there are, I don't know if they're helicopter shots or not, but there are but probably stock footage of a boat at sea, and it was this is enough to make me never want to go on a boat again. Not that I plan to.
I have. The thing is like modern cruise ships, the least of their problems is rough seas, because they're so fucking big, and that they don't. Do you know
what the worst of their problems is?
Poop, mostly.
It's diarrhea. Yeah,
it's.
But they even say it in this movie.
Yeah. Yeah, so
but this thing looks like it's fucking sinking. It's just like water is just sloshing all over the place. I'm like, wow, that is relaxing.
Well, yeah. Oh God, it looks like such a night. I never want to go on a fucking cruise. It looks like a nightmare. I mean, let's just set aside the potential for infectious disease, which seems to be way too common with those things. No interest. Don't want to go on the ocean. I fucking hate the ocean, and I grew up next to it.
Also, sharks, stingrays.
Just today, they found a fucking great white shark off the coast of Portsmouth, New Hampshire, which is like 20 miles that way.
What did they do? Were they like, hey, you, get out of here.
Hey, you know better. Get out of here.
I know, that's what you got to do. You'd be like, you know better. And then they're like, sorry.
Yep. Yeah, sharks. And other fucking horrors from the abyss. No, thank you. I don't even want to.
The one that has the fucking lamp on its head. What is that?
Yeah. I don't care how small those things really are. It's a nightmare.
No, that thing has a gigantic jaw.
Is it really that big? Because I always assumed that the pressure made them small. Anglerfish. Yeah, nightmare.
They're quite big.
Nightmare creatures. Bioluminescence is unnatural.
Well,
I mean, it's in the name. It is natural.
It's also in the Bible. It says
Jesus.
It says so in the back.
It's in the fine print. Out on the deck, we find a shitty little kid pulling himself along the deck rails in the middle of a crazy rainstorm.
Listen, the scrappy kid is going to be an archetype that is a fixture in these movies.
Oh,
I hate them in all of them. Bobby Brady plays him in the Towering
Bobby
Inferno.
Brady, he does it again in the fucking Towering Inferno. Oh, man.
Oh, no, it's all of them. All of them have a scrappy kid.
Don't make me hate Bobby Brady.
It's not that hard. He's not Cindy, but he's still the second worst Brady kid.
In your face, Bobby. Mm-hmm. So on the bridge, everyone's looking real nervous. The captain calls.
They're looking rugged and manly. Well, one of them's Leslie Nielsen, but the rest of them are looking rugged and manly.
Captain calls down to the engine room for a report on whatever it is that's happening to the ship. And then the kid throws the door to the bridge open and stumbles in. Boy, he just loves boats, and since the captain did invite him to pop into the bridge any old time, you may as well do it now, in this middle of the storm,
yeah, he's
where the waves are
a very stupid kid.
The waves are 30 feet tall. Where the hell are this kid's parents?
Well, fun fact, he is played by Eric Shea, and his brother, Chris Shea, was the voice of Linus in the early Peanuts commercials.
No shit. Mm-hmm. All right. So the boat keeps getting hit sideways by these huge waves, so the captain has Robin, the little kid, ejected from the bridge before he ends up being thrown out the fucking window when the ship turns sideways. There's some boat talk to explain what's going on, but honestly, I'm not following any of it.
I kind of feel like they should have been, like, I don't know, had someone escort him back to the room or something. It's like, you weigh what, 60 pounds? Get the fuck out of here. Good luck. Bone shots on your way back to the room, buddy.
So out of the luxurious passenger decks, we meet up with the ship's doctor as he visits the cabin of the Rogos. The crabby old man who only goes by his last name and his sexy wife, Linda, who is seasick. And she's unable to keep anything down as long as the ship is tossing and turning, so they give her a suppository, which serves as a little joke since Rogo doesn't know what you do with those.
It is kind of fun, though, when the nurse is gesturing her directions, where she's like, it's a suppository. And she's like, she's got it like cupped in her hand and like pushing her hand up. Like, I think you might have to be more specific. I don't know.
Yeah. So, out on the deck now, we find Red Buttons walking along the deck in a way that suggests that he's maybe having a stroke or a seizure.
Well, I don't know. First of all, hard cut away from the storm to, I guess, the next day.
A beautiful day on the ship's deck.
Where we just get a very gay Red Buttons just taking the sassiest speed walk you have ever seen.
His character is fascinating because
he's like Smithers, or not Smithers, he's like Flanders, like nothing at all. Like he's just tight ass.
It's so fucking funny because he does read really, really gay coded in the movie.
I will say Red Buttons reads very gay coded in everything, not gay.
No,
or not. I mean, I guess not. Maybe,
as far as we know,
as far as anyone knows, he was married like 4 different women. Yeah. So, I mean, maybe he was, but who's to say?
But then, no, later on, it's like, he might seem gay, but it's just because he's a fucking haberdasher.
That's true. That makes a lot of sense. Always. There's a big gay industry. The hats. Gays love hats. So he runs into
the Rosens.
The Mr. and Mrs. Rosen, and she is just like, You need a lady. You need to find a lady. And she says, he runs so he won't notice his loneliness. And I was like, well, that's weird. I would have gone with he's running away from his homosexuality.
He forms a what is supposed to be a kind of romantic relationship with one character later on.
That is gonna make you uncomfortable.
Doesn't come across that way. Also, he is way older than that girl. There's a lot of like real age mismatches in this movie.
And the one gay man who is in the movie doesn't even get to gay it up.
I know. Fucking shame. So, latest fad, power walking, they call it. And then he passes the Rosens as they catch some of that Mediterranean sun.
I mean, it's power walking, but it is ass shaking.
Have you ever seen the power walking episode of Malcolm in the Middle?
Oh, I was going to say, do you remember the prancer-sizing videos?
Yeah.
It's kind of
more like that with a lot less camel toe. So yeah, they're on their way to Israel, where they will finally meet their grandson. Elsewhere on the deck, Reverend Scott argues with the ship's chaplain about prayer. He's a modern man of God, you see. No passive prayer for him. No, sir. God wants you to get off your knees and take matters into your own blessed hands.
So I think herein lies the problem of this movie altogether. They are trying to like shotgun all these people into our face.
Yeah.
And the issue is that when you have such a large cast and then you're going to cut them down pretty significantly, but still leave your core cast pretty big, we never take, this movie is so fucking long, they never take any time to really introduce us to any of these people, give us anything. There's things that are implied or inferred, or that can be inferred from the story, but that were never directly told. The Reverend is one of them. And we are, I guess, sort of led to believe, like, you know, he's having a bit of a crisis of faith. He doesn't know if he wants to be a part of the church anymore, and blah, 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 and on and on and on. And this is going to kind of come up in scenes later. If they had just taken, I don't know, 3 minutes with each of these people.
Yeah.
Cut this fucking cast in half and give us 6 minutes with each of these people. It will go a long way, but they never do. So the stakes never feel real. They never feel high. Even when people die, you're like, who was that one?
Yeah. It's like, that sucks.
And it's like, only by the very end do you have some attachment to some characters.
They must have really been in love with the Rogos, because by the time the movie really gets rolling, we know fucking everything about them.
But they're not really the ones that you feel the loss of.
I don't know. When Linda dies, I'm like, I was like, shit,
everybody, she doesn't make it. But like a little bit, you do sort of like her. But that's what I mean is the time we spend with Grandpa Joe and Shelley, the time we spend with the Rogos, that goes a long way to us forming an attachment to them throughout the movie. Because a bunch of people are going to die and you're going to be like, who the fuck was that person?
I know.
Roddy McDowell dies and you don't even fucking notice it.
Yep. I actually confused him with the Martin character, because when I came back to do my notes run on the movie, I was like, that sucks that he's going to die. And then it's actually the Akers character who dies. And I was like, oh shit, I guess that's how interchangeable these players are.
But that's because Red Buttons plays gay so convincingly. You're like, that's the gay one. No.
Yeah. So this is my interpretation of what he explains, because he's really kind of evasive about his current status with the church. So Scott appears to have been defrocked, returned to laity for being such a renegade. They could take his title away, but he still serves the Lord and will deliver his good news.
He's going to do it on a cruise ship.
In his rebellious manner, whether the church fathers like it or not.
It's not quite that, I don't think. He
got moved. He fell on.
He's been demoted, essentially.
He's been demoted because I think a little later on he says that he's been serving in some church in Africa.
He is on his way to serve. That's why he's on the ship. He's on his way to serving in Africa. Because, like, I don't know. I guess they thought it sounded. He was like, I'd never even heard of the country. I had to look it up. Read a fucking book, Hackman. Jesus, look at a map once in a while. Yeah. America's not the only place in the world.
Yep.
There's also Canada.
That's right. So the chaplain is like, yeah, fuck all that. I got to get going. And then Scott reminds us all that he has been invited to give a sermon at Mass today. Now, back on the bridge, the captain gets into a heated argument with Linarchos, the man representing the owners of the ship.
Fucking Greeks, am I right?
These guys, these fucking Greeks.
You can cut it if you want. That was my first thought. I was like, these fucking Greeks.
Oh, boy. I'm going to have to flip a coin on that one. He needs them to get to port in Athens as soon as possible. And so he orders them to go full steam. Now, something about going too fast through the storm, not enough water in their ballast tanks to keep it upright. It's all boat mumbo jumbo to me.
I was always under the impression that the captain is sort of like the de facto king on the boat.
Yeah, but like this guy is like, need I remind you that my company owns this boat,
Yeah,
mister,
he's very like, need I tell you, Mr. Bond?
Yeah,
if you will land my boat in Athens, or wherever the fuck they're going, I don't know.
Athens.
Somehow they're going to Israel and Africa.
Well, it's right nearby. You know, it's just a hop, skip, and a jump from Athens to fucking Tel Aviv.
I guess. I guess if you've never looked at a map like Gene Hackman.
So the thing about this ship is that it's old, and when it reaches Athens, that's it. Show's over for the Poseidon. Straight to the scrapyard with ye.
He's essentially he's the mayor from Jaws.
Yeah.
We are pre-Jaws, though.
Ooh, Spielberg, what have you done?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Nah,
you say that Piranha ripped you off. I say you ripped Poseidon Adventure off. There's no sharks in this movie. There should have been, but there weren't.
Should have been. Oh man, it would have made things spicy if all of a sudden there's just shark flies.
I guess that's deep blue sea, if you must.
So Lenarkos is a greedy asshole who uses his authority to put the entire ship in danger. It's his fault. So we cut to the ballroom where a woman named Nani sings. There's got to be. It's called. I think it's just called the morning.
There's got to be.
Don't. You're gonna get us demonetized.
After.
Schmaltzy piece of AM gold composed specifically for this movie, and man, they're gonna get their fucking money's worth from that. I'm pretty sure that this is one of Marge Simpson's favorite songs.
It is definitely in the zeitgeist a lot for a very long time, because I think when you think of AM Gold, if anyone listening is under 40 years old, I'd be surprised. But if you are, and you don't know what AM Gold is, there's like the collections of
from K-Tel Records.
Yeah, they were like collections you would buy off the TV of like AM radio hits.
Yeah, golden hits of the 70s performed by the original artists.
But this song was fucking huge, huge, like. Weddings and high school dances and funerals, what have you? You know, where else do you use music? The bowling alley. I don't fucking know.
No, so Nani was originally offered to Petula Clark, who likely read the script and found that character obnoxious and said no.
What I thought immediately when I saw Petula Clark
was Vern Boardman.
Exactly. R.I.P.
Fucking rest in peace, King.
Yeah, but Petula Clark's not an actor.
No.
I mean, you could argue that Carol Lindley's not an actor either. She's fine. She's a really obnoxious character.
She's my least favorite, and I'm so fucking sad that she's not the one who went plunging to her fucking death at the finale. But I'll tell you what she does is she does fake crying way better than Nancy Drew.
But here's the thing. Carol Lindley, probably pretty cheap. Stella Stevens, probably not as cheap.
Nah. So now back in his room, Robin, the precocious little kid whose hyperfixation appears to be boats, he rattles off the specs of this boat to his sister Susan, who receives a cable from her parents. They're waiting for the two of them to arrive in Athens, and then she tells him to shut up about all this boat stuff and hit the showers before church, but the kid won't have it. The third engineer promised to show him the propeller shaft, which I sincerely hope is not a euphemism.
Listen, I was going to make one of them jokes too, but my real thought was, this kid is spending a lot of time alone with adult men, and I don't like that.
Listen, this kid, he loves a semen.
What does he say to his sister? Shove it, shove it.
Shove it, shove it, shove it.
He sucks. He just
I fucking hate him. Oh my God. You are well known on the podcast for just hating on child actors. And me, I'm a little softer on this one. Not this kid. Listen, in the book, this kid's character vanishes as soon as like the things get crazy. And I was like so hoping, because I'd forgotten, but I was so hoping that he would too. Nope, we're stuck with this fucking asshole the whole movie.
I just want to clarify, it's not just children in movies. I don't like children in general. I want to make sure that
let's not split hairs.
Put that out there.
Now up at Mass, Scott gives his God helps those who help themselves sermon.
I love Reverend Gene Hackman's approach to religion, because he's basically like, hey, listen, God sucks. Am I right, everybody?
God wants winners, not losers. And if this guy survives, he's going to make a fortune in the 80s at his mega church. He's got real...
God likes people. God likes soldiers who weren't captured, you know?
What? Yep, this guy's got real Joel Osteen energy.
I'm going to say it. I know that Gene Hackman is supposed to be the protagonist of this movie. He fucking sucks.
Oh my God. I've got a whole thing.
He's the worst.
I've got a whole thing. Like a couple of times I want to point out that his character is operating on pure faith in a way that just puts everybody's life in danger over and over again. So we'll put a little pin in that because I can't wait.
He's supposed to be the hero. He spends the whole time being like, Mr. Rogo, go do this for me. It's like, you know, when you're you're playing like an RPG or something, and it's like everywhere I go, all the people in this town, I got to do fucking everything for them. They don't get off their ass to help. That's what Mr. Rogo is.
Yeah. So. Good God.
Yeah, Reverend Gene Hackman, he is a quest generator, essentially.
He really is. He's the side quests that keep me from doing the main quest.
Yeah.
So back in the Rogo's cabin, we find Rogo building up his wife's confidence. They've been invited to sit at the captain's table for dinner on New Year's Eve. It turns out that Linda used to be a prostitute back in the day, and she's always worried that she's going to run into an old customer. And Mike's like, so what, baby? I love you like crazy.
Yeah, but then he sort of hedges, and he's like, but how big a whore were you?
He's the guy who would have called her a whore.
Mm-hmm.
But these two, I fucking love these two. I love them. I think their chemistry is really good, and I love the way that they support one another.
He made a lot of very, very unsavory comments about AIDS, and I just cannot get past it.
All right. I mean, I'll grant you that. It's just he's not doing it in this movie, so I'm not seeing it.
Is he an okay actor? Yeah. I mean, he's fine.
He's one of the classics.
I like him as Cabby, of course. But as a person, I wish he had been hit by a train.
Or stuck in a capsized boat.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, that would have been ironic.
I would. This is your punishment, Mr. Borgnine.
At the New Year's dinner,
I do want to say, though, I want to point out the whole, like, married a prostitute thing is a very weird character note.
It really is, because in the book she's not. She's
just a miserable drunk.
And she's her whole thing is she's like a washed up showgirl. So the whole like sex worker thing in this one, very weird because it was a very deliberate choice to get us.
That's what I'm wondering. Is like, are they trying to be edgy?
I can't tell. Because it never comes back. It never serves a purpose. It's a very weird character detail in order to endear us to her.
I guess.
Or maybe sort of like, so like really kind of make their love something special. Because like,
oh, he's a cop. He is a cop. So that's how he met her.
Yeah.
It's just a very strange choice.
Very weird. It's very weird. Yeah. So now at the New Year's dinner, Nani and her band of gross hippies sing There's Got to Be a Morning After again.
One of them looks like Nigel Tufnell. That is, in fact, so it turns out in the movie it's her brother. I believe in real life it's her brother as well.
Oh, shit. I didn't know that. Okay.
I think so.
Yeah. So they do it again while everybody dines in these stupid paper hats. The Rosens eat with red buttons. I'm not going to call him Mr. His real name's Martin, but I'm just going to call him fucking Red Buttons.
Mr. Martin, please. Let's be formal here.
They eat with Red Buttons, whose meal seems to consist of a bag full of vitamins and supplements.
He is doing some real serious stacking.
He really is. What's your peptide stack like?
Oh.
So she asks him what the hell with all this stuff is, and then they're like, hey, buddy, how come you're not married?
Oh, he's like, hey, look, I've been a bachelor too long. Also, maybe I've been having sex with men for too long. I don't know. Here's another thing that I will never understand. The Eternal Bachelor, the concept of the Eternal Bachelor is so bananas because everybody knows what it means. And in the 60s and 70s, everybody knew what it meant. Everybody knew that Paul Lynde was gay.
Paul Lynde made it kind of obvious, though. I mean, even when he's the beleaguered father in Bye Bye Birdie.
I don't know if this is still the case, but there used to be. So the Liberace Museum is in Las Vegas. It's in like a strip mall. And there would be...
That sounds about right.
For decades, there would be old women who would go and like just mourn the loss of this beautiful eternal bachelor. And they genuinely were like, he was not gay. How dare you? And it's like, ladies.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Ladies, read behind the candelabra. It's as gay as it gets.
Or just look at those fucking rings on his hands. This shit is crazy. Those fucking coats, the hair.
But this idea, not that like So
the dude he used to travel with?
Scott Thorson. whom he paid to have plastic surgery to look just like him. But not that, for people to not be married now is not a weird thing.
No.
For people to not be married, for a man specifically to not be married at 50-something years old, to basically be Lindsey Graham in 1972 or whatever. We all know what that means.
Yeah.
And so it's very strange that they would introduce this character who's just like, I work so hard as a haberdasher and I just don't have time for the ladies. It's like, well, what do you have time for then?
Listen, I'm going to put forth an idea for you. Irwin Allen didn't think Liberace was gay.
Okay, I will grant you that there were probably a lot of men that were they just never gay. It just never crossed their mind.
Or they had a weird dick or something.
That might have crossed their mind, which is weird given how much we know that straight men are just constantly obsessed with what other straight men think of them.
Yeah.
But it is really odd that they would put this character in here. It's just I just never found the time to marry. Gay. But it's why? Why don't you just let his wife be dead or something? Because we all know what this eternal bachelor thing means.
I know.
Why did anybody ever believe this? Just fucking call it what it is. But then again, if you called it what it is, you wouldn't have had Paul Lynde on Hollywood Squares. And for that matter, you probably wouldn't have had Alice Ghostly either, because she would have protested. God bless Alice Ghostly. Don't know who she is? Look her up, you fucking thieves.
It's a great fucking name. I wish my last name was Ghostly.
No.
I mean, it could be. I could go make it Ghostly if I wanted.
You can do whatever you want.
I could. Free country for now.
Well, ish.
So, tells her he'd love to be married. Just love to find the right person. But life of a haberdasher keeps him just far too busy to date. Martin originally meant to be played by Gene Wilder.
Yeah. But
I think he was making everything you wanted to know about sex, but were afraid to ask, I think.
Blah, 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 blah. Someone married a stepdaughter. It's weird. It's a weird story. He was also either that or...
Is that a Woody Allen movie?
I think so, isn't it?
I think it is, yeah. Yeah, married a stepdaughter.
Nothing weird about that.
No. Definitely not going to make a lot of sense when his name shows up in the Epstein files.
And so does her name. And oh my God, it's so bad, y'all. It's so bad.
It's so bad.
Things she says are so bad.
Oh, boy. So let's get back to... I want to talk about that.
So upsetting. Sun Yi, stop it. I mean, there's indoctrination and there's indoctrination.
People still get all big about Woody Allen movies. Man, you know what?
Listen, as far as I'm concerned, he may as well be Bill fucking Cosby.
Yeah.
Did the guy make good movies? Yep. Do I ever need to see him again? Nope. Hey, did J.K. Rowling write a couple books that I thought were pretty good? Yeah. Am I ever going to read them again? Absolutely not.
Nope.
Yeah, no. Bad people are bad people. Let it go, y'all.
Oh, my God, yeah. So Mrs. Rosen turns to another person at the table and asks if he's married, and he tells her, "Yar, I have a mistress. I be married to the sea, matey." Not in that voice. I'm doing that, but
he's also the purser?
Is he the purser?
I think so, because he's the one who goes on to be like, well, you see, the ship is really like a big floating hotel, and I'm the manager. Yes! It's like, all right, everybody. Jesus Christ.
Reel it in.
The fags coming at me left and right.
So back in the bridge, things are looking pretty choppy in the water. It's going to be a huge undersea... there was a huge undersea earthquake. They look at the radar. This is gigantic smear on it that's supposed to be very ominous.
Is this where you tell us what rogue waves are?
Coming up. So the captain, meanwhile, tells Linda, and by extension, us, about Poseidon, in case anybody watching this movie is a complete fucking moron who's never heard of Greek mythology.
Look, it was the 70s. Okay? Even today, but definitely then.
Yeah. He gets an emergency call to come to the bridge. Back in the banquet hall, we find Susan absolutely captured by the righteous spiritual magnetism of Reverend Scott, a man of God suddenly unburdened by his priestly vows.
My note, because someone is just like, Susan, oh, Susan. My note is like, sorry, Susan can't hear you right now. She's busy indulging her daddy fantasies.
Oh, man, yeah. Gene Hackman is a very 1972, 42 years old in this movie, and she is, her character, at most 16. Pamela Sue Martin was 19 at the time of the production.
I don't care for that.
The slightly more age-appropriate dude at the table breaks her trance and asks her to dance. Now, things are getting spooky in the bridge. The captain gets a report from a weather station in Athens about a sea quake, and it's not looking good. He orders them to quietly batten down the hatches and get ready. Now, these are called rogue waves, and they're freak occurrences that happen at sea for a number of reasons, but most commonly when deep water earthquakes happen suddenly and displace a ton of water. They're hard to detect, they really suck when they happen to boats, which usually don't survive them, and they happen about a dozen times a year in the Pacific.
They are, my understanding is that they are essentially multiple waves combined into one.
Yeah,
so
it's kind of like
power
all the
builds up.
Yeah, the energy, it's a lot.
Now, what you are supposed to do, well, what you're supposed to do with giant waves in general, but I don't know if rogue waves count for this. You're supposed to steer into them.
Yeah. Yeah. Remember, a good example of this is the perfect storm, which was like 3 storm fronts converging in one spot. And like all that fucking energy created like this massive, like 200-foot wave that little fishing trawler tried to survive by turning into, and then it just gets completely fucking...
So initially they believed that they only happened like, I don't know, like once a decade or something like that.
Once every 10,000 years was the original
and
belief.
So the reason they believed that, I watched a thing about this a couple of years ago because I was very interested in them for a while, is they believe that because they're obviously they're spontaneous. They don't catch them on film, and they sort of come out of nowhere. But it turned out that once they had like, GPS satellites and everything and all these cameras, they were like, oh shit, these things happen all the time. They're just not affecting anybody, and they're not happening near people because the ocean is vast. And so it's like they just didn't realize they're happening pretty not regularly. They happen a couple times a year or whatever. But like they just, because there was no one there to see them, if a rogue wave falls in the forest and no one is there to see it, doesn't really happen. Turns out, yes, that it does actually. But that's a stupid philosophical question.
Yeah, the open ocean is a fucking nightmare. There's like nobody. You're not supposed to take a boat out there because then waves get crazy.
It will kill us all.
The ocean will.
It is constantly coming for us all.
The ocean is coming for us as we speak.
Yeah, and you're like, it's fine. It's just sitting there. It's like real placid. Nope. It's got ideas. It's planning. It's scheming.
Yeah, it hates us all. It's not beautiful. It's not beautiful.
No. Why don't you try lakes? Huh? What's wrong with lakes?
Lakes are scary too, man.
Please stick to the rivers and lakes that you're used to, for God's sake.
Hey, before your Q3 call, I've got the campaign brief ready, built from last quarter's data and the competitive landscape.
Great. Did you include the differentiation angle the CMO asked for?
Already in there. 3 angles no competitors using right now. Just need your approval.
Approved. Thanks. Oh, agents, where would we be without you?
Somewhere with a lot more tabs open.
Create your first Monday agent in minutes at Monday.com.
Most people overpay for car insurance, not because they're careless, but because switching feels like too much hassle. That's why there's Jerry, your proactive insurance assistant. Jerry compares rates side by side from over 50 top insurers and helps you switch with ease. Jerry even tracks market rates and alerts you when it's best to shop. No spam calls, no hidden fees. Drivers who save with Jerry could save over $1,300 a year. Switch with confidence. Download the Jerry app or visit jerry.ai/Libsyn today. That's JERRY.ai/LIBSYN.
When you need to send the perfect rose bouquet, only one brand can say they've been the floral authority for 50 years. 1-800-Flowers. Why should you trust 1-800-Flowers? They hand-select every stem to ensure top quality. And with nationwide delivery, smiles and satisfaction are 100% guaranteed. And right now, when you order a dozen multicolored roses, we'll double it at no extra cost. Don't miss out on this limited time offer. Order today at 1-800-Flowers.com/podcast. That's 1-800-Flowers.com/podcast.
Oh, boy. Meanwhile, we're still partying down with just a minute left to go before midnight. And they count it down and celebrate. Everybody's singing Old Lang Syne and dancing violently as the wave approaches the ship. By the way, Happy New Year.
So the MC at the party in this scene is Bob Hastings. You'd recognize him for a bunch of shit. He's sort of a character actor. He is the voice of Commissioner Gordon on Batman.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
Which I just started rewatching recently. Still holds up. Great show.
Delightful cartoon. Yep. So enormous wall of water approaching a top-heavy old cruise ship.
What would you do? What would you do if you saw that?
I would just jump off the boat.
I would shit in my pants.
I would just let the ocean take me. It's going to happen anyway.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It is essentially, what is a rogue wave but a giant wet rapist? I ask you that.
Oh, that's terrible. So the captain sounds the alarm and turns the ship hard. In the ballroom, we see the ship beginning to tilt, and everybody holds on for dear life as the wave hits the ship. Everybody starts flying all over the place. Dude gets cartoonishly crushed by a piano.
It's great.
The ship fully turns over with some passengers just doing all they can to hold on to the tables, which are nailed to the floor.
I thought how confusing it must have been. You know, you're all celebrating Old Lang Syne and doing whatever it is people do on New Year's, and then they're like the fucking alarm goes off. I guess it's the rogue wave alarm or whatever. And it's like, you don't know if maybe just on the bridge they're trying to celebrate with you. They're like, I can't be there, but I can hit the switch.
They're sounding the alarm to like say Happy New Year to everybody.
No, that's not what's happening. So it is kind of cool. I was reading about how they did it.
Oh God, I got a whole thing about this because this whole set is like a crazy feat of engineering.
Like this feels like something they actually did deserve an Oscar for.
Yeah. Yeah, because
didn't get one, but they deserve one.
Right. The entire ballroom set was built on a set of hydraulic lifts and a pivot at the center so that it could move and toss the cast as the ship turned over. And then once the ship was in capsized state, they were able to turn the entire set over on its head. It's like a spinning room from A Nightmare on Elm Street, but on a much bigger scale. And then
they had to make sure that everything at the top of the room was identical to the bottom of the room. So when you flipped it, they didn't have to redesign anything. So like pillars and shit and like decorations, everything that was at the top had to be the same at the bottom. So when they flipped it, it was all the same.
It's amazing. And then other sets that were built for scenes where the water was rising were actually built on lifts and tracks to lower the set into the water rather than pumping more water into the set.
It's really amazing. Like that
fucking movie magic.
I don't know if it's in like I'm not like the technical guy in that way, but like that sounds pretty innovative to me.
Yeah. I love that shit. Like,
I mean, it probably was not very efficient, but
no, but this is the stuff that I really miss. Like movie magic is like something that I really do kind of like cling to dearly. Yeah. The idea of like physical sets and, you know, pulling off like illusions at this scale. I love that shit.
I mean, CGI is it's a skill, but it's a different kind of skill. It's just less impressive. It's a very different thing.
That's the thing is I am way more impressed by something that was built that like
someone had to figure out how to do this shit with their hands.
Yeah, and like it's that and things like real stunts is another thing that gets me is even like a really kind of like basic car stunt is something that I can be impressed by if they're really, really doing it on a set because like there's risk involved. There's a person who like made this thing happen. Like this was done.
Yeah, when you close down all like 7 blocks of San Francisco and do a car chase through it, like that's pretty impressive.
Yeah,
I think it's like when you have AI create one, I'm not as impressed.
Not at all. No, there's it's kind of like going back to the sort of the Harry Potter thing with the first couple of movies when they first came out, everybody was real fucking gaga over them. I didn't give a shit about them because I thought that the VFX were very airy and they looked like VFX.
I have seen the first one and the third one, and that is it.
Then there was the one, I can't remember what it was. It was the one with the fucking big Quidditch thing. I don't fucking know, but they built actual sets for the movie to take place on. It wasn't just like a bunch of people standing on a green screen. And that movie was way more interesting to me to look at because it felt like a place I could go to. Mm-hmm. Now I would fucking hate to go there now, knowing what I do, but it's that kind of like tactile sensation. Like I can't actually touch these fucking sets when I watch them on the movie, obviously, but I can tell that they're real. And there's something that's very rewarding about that, you know?
I mean, as bad as the opening of Jaws is in a practical sense, like what that woman went through, what you're watching is someone literally being yanked around in the water. Now, her arm is being dislocated.
It's not Snowflake. It's not Snowflake.
But like, it really does deliver something and really sets the fucking tone for the movie. If you watch it happen in a Sharknado way, I don't know. I'm not bought in.
Yeah, and then there's also the whole practicality thing of it is that originally, like, the big selling point for VFX was you're going to save money and time when you can just like put your people on a green screen and create the thing in a computer and all that. But now all of every movie costs $600 million and takes fucking a million years to make. So your credits list at the end is like longer than the fucking movie is.
Which is why I think that. This is a total tangent, but like this is, I think, why that era of horror in the 2000s, early 2000s, was, I think, attractive to people because at a time when the studios are trying very hard to save money and use all the VFX and the green screen and all this shit, you've got people out there making just dumb shit on their own and still doing practical, like, in-camera stuff, even if it looked cheap and shitty. Like, you've got Ty West making that stupid movie, The Roost, and shit like that. But it's like, but they're still doing it. They're still going the extra mile. I think that's why that kind of resonated with people.
Yeah. I wish we'd get back to that. Let's get back to that, Hollywood.
What, you want Ty West to make another Roost movie?
No, I don't want Ty West making any movies.
I want Ty West to stop making movies.
So now when the mayhem
so anybody want to ask me what I thought of X?
Oh boy, that whole trilogy can fuck off. Oh boy, when the mayhem ends, all is quiet. We find that a whole bunch of people in the ballroom are still alive. Reverend Scott finds the ship's purser still alive. Actually, I think he's the guy who I might have him confused with somebody else.
The purser is the one who's like, no, we must stay here and wait for everybody.
Because he finds another guy alive, but very badly hurt, and then he dies soon after. Nani appears to be the only member of her band that survived. The Rosens and the Rogos are also alive, and so are Robin and Susan, who is stuck up on the ceiling on the underside of one of the tables.
And he keeps calling her sis in a way
Hey, sis! What are you doing up there?
I hate it. It feels so unnatural, and he's going to keep doing it.
Now, one of the ship's crew helpfully announces, for those of us wondering why this ballroom isn't completely flooded with water, that the ship has several places that are watertight and that help is surely on the way. Scott heroically organizes the survivors to prepare a tablecloth that Susan can jump onto.
Oh, it's like all of her dreams just come true. She's to jump right into his arms.
And then, as if things couldn't get any worse, the huge Christmas tree falls off the ceiling and nearly crushes them. Now, Akers, one of the ship's kitchen crew, is stuck up on what would be a stairway and asks for help, but Red Buttons offers an alternative to bring him down. Seems like if they want to get help, they're going to have to climb to the bottom of the ship and reach the aft hull where it's real thin.
Akers is Roddy McDowell, who you might know as Cornelius from Planet of the Apes.
Or the Bookworm from Batman.
Or the Bookworm. Or the aforementioned homosexual.
So Scott, the dashing hero of prophecy, gets a plan together, but not before arguing for the first of many, many times with Mike Rogo. Robin, the annoying boat kid, reasons with them that the ship's hull is thinnest there.
Mr. Rogo represents the patriarchy, I think, in all its petty, childish glory.
Yep. They move the Christmas tree to climb up and begin the process of saving themselves as God intended. He sends Robin up first, and if we're lucky, he'll fall to his death and spare us an hour and a half
That
of
was
suffering.
my thought. I was like, well, send the kid up first. If it can't withstand that weight, he's the canary in the coal mine.
Unfortunately, he does not die. Next is Susan, who Scott talks into taking her skirt off.
Again, another fantasy come true.
You won't be able to climb in a gown, you silly girl. As a matter of fact, all these ladies are going to have to lose these skirts.
Well, not all of them. Not all of them, actually.
Because she's fat.
That's right.
So as Scott organizes a group to get out of the mess they're in, a good number of the ship's crew talk the other survivors into staying put until help arrives.
Oh, you fools.
Mrs. Rosen, sure that a woman her size couldn't possibly make the journey, hands off her necklace to Manny, her husband, with instructions to give it to their grandson when he sees them.
I am going to stay here and sink into the briny sea.
But Reverend Scott comes over and gives her a pep talk, assuring her that she can make it. Meanwhile, Red Buttons finds Nani cradling the dead body of her brother, unwilling to believe that he died when everything went apeshit a few minutes ago.
And then she turns to Red Buttons and she's like, did you like his music? And I wanted him to be like, well, if I'm being honest, it was a little derivative and saccharine for my taste.
He very kindly explains to her that the dude is dead and that they really got to get moving.
Also, you're going to be my girlfriend soon.
Mrs. Rosen also stuck in the Christmas tree, so Scott has to get under her and push her the rest of the way. Now, Scott makes one more attempt to convince his buddy, the priest, to come with them, but he resorts to staying with these people even though they're probably going to fucking die. Scott gives them all one more sermon about saving themselves, but the ship's purser tells them all to sit and wait. Yeah. Now, these people are all actually about to die, but in the book, there's this really fucked up ending where the rescue crew arrives and removes all the people who opted to stay in the ballroom, and they all come out looking fine, dressed like they're going to dinner, and Scott and his group are all wrecked and injured and lost several people along the way. Nice. So I guess in the end, they should have just stayed fucking put.
Yeah, there is a weird moral message to whatever is happening with the people who don't go with them. Like, they are pitching Reverend Hackman so hard as the protagonist of this film that they're like, these fools don't trust him. Well, they must die.
Yeah. Yeah, they won't say, they don't have the guts to stand up and save themselves.
No gumption.
None. So, straight to perdition with you.
Indeed.
But meanwhile, shit in the ship is just blowing up. The ballroom suddenly bursts and water begins flooding in. The people who opted to stay behind rush to the Christmas tree, start climbing it, but they're all a frightened mob now, and the tree tips over the other way, taking them all down with it.
They all turn to stone. I don't know. It feels very religious in a weird way.
It is really weird. Like, yeah, they turn into a fucking pillar of salt all of a sudden because they turned around to look behind them. Scott is helpless to do anything. He can only watch them struggle against the rising tide. He and his group are now the only survivors as far as anyone can tell, and the water level is rising behind them.
Did you ever read Breakfast of Champions?
Yeah.
Kurt Vonnegut book.
Yeah, I love it.
Opens with him recounting the pillar of salt, what's that, the Sodom and Gomorrah?
Yeah, Lot and his wife.
Yeah, and he tells the story and he says, runs through the whole thing. My favorite line in the whole book is, but Lot's wife did turn around, and I love her. I love her for that so much because it's just so human. Fucking brilliant. Brilliant line.
So they approach the kitchen. The door is closed and an emergency light is on, indicating that there's a fire. But if this area is watertight, then the oxygen is probably burned out and the fire is out, or so it might seem. They open the door and Scott climbs in for a look around to see if it's safe. The kitchen crew, completely cooked.
Mm-hmm.
When Scott comes back, he has questions for Acre. There's a door at the end of the kitchen, and it opens to Broadway, a serviceway that runs the length of the ship. It might lead to the aft, where they can hopefully find rescue.
I would like to point out that Acre is a waiter on the ship.
Yeah.
Why does he know everything there is to know about the layout and operation of this ship?
He knows about this particular part of it because that's how they do room service and shit. Because later on, he's going to ask him about the engine room and stuff, and he's like, yeah, I don't know anything about the lower decks, man.
Yeah, that's what poor people work.
Fuck you.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. So they also have to drag Mrs. Rosen up the steps. There's more fat jokes while Scott and Akers find an air shaft to sneak everybody through in the absence of unlocked doors. Unfortunately, the rising water is catching up, and Nani fucking loses her mind right at the sight of it.
I at a certain point, I was like, I think the director's note to Cara Lindley was, you're having a psychotic episode right now.
Every moment is worse than the last for you. So now the shaft is quite narrow, affording us more mean remarks about Shelley Winter's weight. And they emerge from the air shaft into a vertical tunnel that will require them to climb a ladder. So far, so good. And then another explosion rocks the ship suddenly, and Akers, nursing a leg injury, falls off the ladder into the briny deep below.
It reminds me of the scene in Alien 3
When she falls into the lava?
Not the very end. There's a scene when they're climbing, when we get introduced to the swimming ones, the swimming xenomorphs.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And then it reminds me of that scene. Like, one of them falls off. I don't know why, but the two in my head are like the exact same scene.
So Rogo dives in after him to try to save him, but comes up empty.
You know what this movie needs? Swimming xenomorphs.
Jesus Christ, it would have made things way more interesting. Mm-hmm. Nani, a terrified, exhausting, nervous wreck, is frozen with fear on the ladder, so Red Buttons kindly works her through it until she starts climbing again. And when they emerge from the shaft, the group spots a bunch of survivors walking along a hall. And Scott runs to the head to find the ship's doctor leading them. Their mission is to get to the bow of the ship, but Scott tells them that the bow is underwater. The ship is tilting downward in that direction. Thing is, we have no way of knowing this. Huh.
So this scene also reminds me of something out of Threads, but...
because the way that they kind of shamble along, all beat up and...
There's something about... I fucking hate Gene Hackman's character in this movie.
I hate him too.
He's such an asshole. Like, he's so, like, unnecessarily aggressive with everybody.
Yeah.
Even when, like, people die, he's like, well, that's bound to happen. Get off your ass and let's go. It's like, hey, man, cool it.
Right. When Mrs. Rosen dies, man,
Jesus.
Her husband is just fucking beside himself. He's lost the love of his life, and he's like, listen, man, pick your shit up
sorry,
and go.
Bitch, let's go.
Now, when Scott blames Acre's death on Rogo gets big mad. The guy did what he had to do to help his injured dude, and it wasn't enough. The deck is stacked heavily in Death's favor here, and what's more, maybe those people have the right idea. How do you even know that the bow is bad news?
Fair question. Also, Mr. Rogo jumped into the water to try to save Roddy McDowell.
Yeah. So Scott makes a deal with Rogo that
there could have been swimming xenomorphs in there for all he knew.
It's a heroic move.
Let's just assume there are.
So Scott makes a deal with Rogo that if he can get to the engine room, and it's a reasonable way out, then they go that way. If not, they go the other way. So Rogo gives them 15 minutes. Susan, smitten with Reverend Scott, follows after him to create a little tension that'll pay off in a while. And then she collapses in his arms, and he takes her into a caring embrace like, hey, shut up, baby.
Hey, shut up. My note says, Reverend Scott, boundaries. She's a teenager.
So there's all kinds of, if we don't make it out of here, I want you to chatter from the other survivors while Scott and Susan creep around the deck looking for any way into the engine room. And he finds a hatch, a grease hole in the ceiling that might be a way out, and tells her to give him a few minutes to look around. And if he's not back in 5, tell Rogo to take everybody and head to the bow like he wanted.
Oh, this is the part where Nani is like, he's really dead, isn't he? She's talking about her brother, and it's like, well, yeah, did you think he was going to catch up with you later? Like, what?
Yeah, I know. Here, check this out. Nani once again has another fucking breakdown as she and Martin have a quiet moment in the barber shop. He's really dead, isn't he? She says, and it's like, yeah, lady, you left him back in the ballroom, which you all saw flood and drown everybody in it.
Right, if he wasn't really dead, then you're a real shitty person.
So she can't go without him. Martin talks her up. You will and you must. You'll find other people to care for. You'll carry on. The rest of the group, meanwhile, has searched the nearby compartments for stuff they might need for an escape. Rogo counted it out, and Scott is late by 2 minutes. Time to fuck off toward the bow, I guess. But Mr. Rogen objects. Just give him a couple more minutes. In Rogen's defense, the ship is sinking, and they don't have a fucking lot of time to spare here.
But then, like Lazarus from the pit, Reverend Gene Hackman is back, baby.
Oh, but first, here comes Susan doing the worst fake cry I've ever seen. And believe me, I know fake crying.
That's true. You have a teenage daughter.
She tells him that Scott disappeared up the grease hole and hasn't come back.
That's the worst thing you've ever said.
Grease holes and ice cream portals.
This is like the 110th episode. It's fucking terrible.
Oh, when I wrote that one down, I was like, that's an all-timer. Grease hole.
Damn.
So you'd think that'd be enough to motivate these people to push forward, but once again, Mr. Rosen objects. After all he's done for us, But then here comes Scott. Good news.
But what has he done for you lately?
He has put you in danger over and over again.
And even when he's not doing that, he's being a real dick to you.
I've got some closing thoughts like Jerry Springer style about Reverend Scott. Oh, man. But now here comes Scott with good news. He found the engine room. Suck it, Rogo. They're about to take off when Susan points out that Robin is missing. And once again, I am so hoping that he is gone for good.
Just leave him.
No.
I know. As soon as you see him, you know this little bastard's going to be a problem.
Oh, Jesus Christ. But no, Scott sends the others forward while he looks for Robin and finds him as the ship is rocked by another series of explosions. In the book, Robin is never found. It's awesome.
Great. Just his hand. We just find one hand.
Then they get going as the water rushes in once again, catching up, nearly drowning Scott and Robin. He disappeared because he had to go to the John, as he says, and he puts this forth a certain question because when we saw him in the John, the toilets and urinals were all upside down. So I can only assume, for comedy's sake, that this kid held everybody up because he was busy taking a shit on the floor.
Nice. Classic.
So they all disappear up the grease hole, and they close the hatch to keep the water out. The trick here is that they have to first go down a deck to the engine room, but when they get there, the door is flooded over, and they'll have to swim. So once again, there's a lot of yelling and butting heads about how to move forward.
So this is the scene that I remember most from.
It's harrowing because I'm going to tell you something. Like I don't have a lot of I don't think I have anything that I would qualify as a phobia, but I have been in a couple of situations where I have come perilously close to drowning, and that anytime I see anything like that freaks me the fuck out, brings me right back.
So I've never come close to drowning. There was one time. So I, for a very long time, was a very heavy smoker and a bit of a heavy drinker. And one night I woke up in the middle of the night and I couldn't breathe. And it felt like I was being choked.
Yeah.
And to the point where I was banging on the wall, trying to get my roommate's attention. I had no idea. I was woken from my sleep and this happened.
Mm-hmm.
And it turned out that it was because of the way I was sleeping. The mucus had settled in my throat and basically just kind of formed a gluey something. Eventually I was able to cough it all up and could breathe again. But it was fucking terrifying to not be able to breathe. And so the whole time I'm watching this, I'm just you just speed it along. Just
a little 1.5 speed. So they're going to tie a rope around Scott and he'll swim it over to where they need to go and everybody will follow. But Mrs. Rosen offers herself up. She has on some medal indicating that she was a swim champ some time ago.
What is this character beat? What is this?
She just wears this thing as if maybe it's a conversation starter, like an icebreaker.
Here's what I know. This lady is supposed to be elderly. She's not. Shelley Winters is 51 years old.
She's 51 years old in the movie.
But she's supposed to be elderly. She got this medal when she was 17.
Yeah.
So she's just been wearing this fucking thing for 40 years or more.
Waiting for this moment when it comes in handy.
This is the single achievement she has had in her life that she has been holding on to. This is all she has.
Yeah. And
that is deeply depressing.
And back then she held her breath for nearly 3 minutes. So obviously it stands to reason that she can still do that.
50 years later.
So let's all give her a chance to be useful for once in this movie. So Scott swims down into the murk and shoves aside some dead guys while he makes his way to the destination. It's all going swimmingly.
That's good.
Huh? You like that corny shit?
Nah, a little bit. Not that much. Calm down.
Until some debris falls on him, trapping him underneath it. Now, when the rope goes slack up top, Mrs. Rosen dives in and swims down to help and free the good Reverend, and they surface in the engine room. But it's bad news for Mrs. Rosen. As she tries to pull herself out of the water, she has a very funny heart attack.
Yeah, this is a really inopportune moment for a heart attack, and she just goes for it.
It's, yeah. And with her dying words, she produces...
And then Reverend Hackman is just holding her and just spittling all over her.
Oh, yeah.
The indignity of this.
Oh, man. With her dying words, she produces yet another necklace to be given to her 2-year-old grandson, a necklace bearing the Hebrew word Hayim, life. And then she dies heroically in Reverend Scott's arms. And Scott launches into a "why, God, why" diatribe, pulling her in close and dramatically drooling all over her.
It's real gross, but also it feels like this scene would have been a lot more effective if we understood, I don't know, anything about these people. Anything. Because he's just like, why this beautiful, young, virulent creature? Why? Take me instead. And it's like, okay, everybody. Reel it in. What is happening?
Yeah. With everybody still on the other side waiting for the tug of the rope that never came, Rogo decides to swim over to see what the problem is. And once again, everybody argues that they should go instead, blah, blah, blah. So he swims over, finds out the bad news, and then swings back to get everybody else.
Yeah, because Hackman is like, yeah, why don't you go back and get the rest? And it's like, bitch, why don't you go back and get the rest? What the fuck have you done this entire time?
When he emerges on the other side, Mr. Rosen asks if his wife is all right, and Rogo engages in a non-answer that would impress even Bill Clinton.
I will say,
she got through.
This is a goofy movie in a lot of ways. This scene is actually pretty good.
I do like this one a lot. Yeah. He says, she got through and saved the Reverend. She cleared the way for all of us, which doesn't really answer Mr. Rosen's question, but his face says it all.
I mean, come on, that's the answer. You know?
Yeah. So he jumps in. And everybody else jumps in. And once again, we find Nani being a completely useless liability, telling everybody that she can't swim. Now, this is a bullshit complication because we can all swim underwater to some degree. Staying afloat and swimming efficiently is the tricky part.
Yeah, why did you take a job on a boat?
You know, because you never think it's gonna sink.
I think that's the only thing it's gonna do.
That's the only thing that I think about boats is this boat's gonna fucking sink or capsize. Now, what's more, all she has to do is hold her breath for about a minute and pull herself along the rope. Easy. So shut up, Nani. Even Lisa's down there swimming in heels.
I mean, that's true. This is when I first noticed that fucking Stella Stevens is still wearing these giant clunky hooker boots. They're like ridiculous heels
that's another fucking thing that got me because like there was like a million years ago I did those stupid like endurance runs with the fucking mud and electricity and shit, and one of them was you climb this platform like I don't know like fucking 12 feet off the ground, you jump into the retention pond and you just swim over to the thing, but I'd never really swam in my clothes, let alone also wearing shoes, and I fucking sank like a rock.
And you were wearing the clunky hooker shoes.
I did like a 12-mile run in fucking hooker shoes. But like, yeah, I saw that. I was like, man, that's gotta be hard. But she did it. Alas, Martin has to once again very gently, very kindly guide her along. He tells her that
Martin, is this what you want for yourself? For your future?
I know. What exactly is your attraction
to this woman is
insanely
fragile.
She is just listen, she's not good in a tight sitch. So he says he won't leave without her, and she's like, cool, we could just die here together. That's fine. But no, this guy knows how to motivate the most annoyingly frightened person in the world. He's the bravest haberdasher that ever lived. Now, Mr. Rosen comes out of the water, finds his poor wife dead. Then I fail for the guy. When everybody else is out of the water, Reverend Scott comes along to get them moving again. He doesn't give much thought to the tragedy laid out before him.
Yeah, he's like, hey, Grandpa Joe, get your fucking ass moving.
Ain't you got no feelings, Reverend? And he's like, hey, listen, shut up, everybody. She would have wanted us to stay strong and push on. Now, Mr. Rosen.
Maybe.
Listen, you don't know what she wanted.
Maybe, but I don't know.
So Mr. Rosen,
she was pretty dedicated to, like, you know, just staying in one place.
Several times in this movie, she has removed a piece of jewelry and handed it to her husband and is like, you go on and give this to our grandson. And then like 5 minutes later, she takes off another one and is like, you have to go on and give this to our grandson. And then finally she dies. That's she's like, listen, Reverend Scott, you have to give this to my grandson. It's
died
like,
of OG over gold.
Oh, fuck. That joke killed me. Oh, man. When Mr. Rosen doesn't want to leave his wife, Scott gets down and hands him the necklace, and she left him with very specific instructions. You have to give this to her grandson. Life matters, Mr. Rosen. And if you don't make it out, then her death is meaningless. All that shit. So now they all make their way to the final climb toward the hatch to the propeller shaft. It's up high, so there's a lot of climbing, and their way is blocked by a jet of flame. But the hatch is right there. They're almost out of this mess, but the ship is rocked by yet another explosion, and Linda Rogo falls off the catwalk to her fiery death blow. Bummer. Fucking bummer. God damn it, I liked her.
Why didn't you kill Robin instead?
Listen, we will trade you one Robin and one Nani if you bring back Linda.
Bring me Stella Stevens.
So Rogo is beside himself with anger and grief, and he points an angry finger at Scott, calling him a liar and a killer. And it's important to remember here that Reverend Scott has no way of knowing if this plan is going to work or not. This is my final thoughts on fucking Reverend Scott. His assumption that they'll be rescued is based on a 10-year-old's understanding of the ship's construction. It's not like there's an emergency hatch at the back of the ship that will take them to the surface. And what's more, they don't know if there's anybody even topside looking for them. They could theoretically reach the surface and find themselves stranded on a ship that's actively sinking. Scott is so self-assured and caught up in his apostasy and renegade faith that he could very well have led these people to their deaths when the people marching toward the bow had the right idea all along.
At the very least, they do let the homo live, but it's still...
Listen, he's found that girl he's been looking for all along.
It took 60 years, but he found her.
So things get even worse. More explosions rock the ship, break some nearby steam pipes, covering the hatch to the propeller room with a jet of hot steam. So Scott decides that he's had enough of God's bullshit and begins cursing his maker. That's right, Reverend Scott, blaspheme. Your God has failed you. So he jumps to
why hath you forsaken me?
So he jumps onto the nearby valve wheel and endures the pain of burning hot steam, and dangling from the pipe, he slowly turns the wheel and closes the valve. And then, trapped with nowhere left to go, he tells Rogo to get them all through and drops into the fiery water below to his doom. Now, Susan loses control of herself. The only man she ever loved just sacrificed himself for the rest of them.
Daddy, no!
Sure hope it's worth it. Red Buttons has to resort to a tactic that he didn't even have to use on Nani for her to get it together. He slaps the poor girl, and then he gives her a figure slap in the face to Rogo to get him to move, and they finally get about to saving their own lives. When they arrive, they find a dead end.
This is where my note says, my God, wrap this shit up already.
When they arrive, they find a dead end. Robin reminds Rogo that the hull here is thin and they can actually hear people walking around on the other side. So
this is my second note. It says, Shaft Alley, gay. I'm sorry, everybody.
Listen,
Pick this movie.
I made numerous poop jokes, so it's good. It's fine. So they get to banging on the hull until they hear the rescuers banging back. And then they chill and wait for them to cut through the hull with a torch.
Oh, and it's painfully long. This scene, they just fucking linger on everyone's face as the torch cut through to freedom. And they're just like thinking back on their friends they lost along the way. Like, oh, Hot Pants Rogo. And,
yeah. What if the Poseidon Adventure was the friends we lost along the way?
Really?
Rogo spares an emotional look back towards his lost wife for all the people they lost. When the crew opens the hull, they get them out and asks if there are more survivors, but there are none. There's just these 6 people, the sole survivors of the SS Poseidon. And then they board a helicopter and fly away, leaving potentially dozens, maybe even hundreds of survivors to sink in the wreckage.
To their cold, watery grave.
Roll credits.
Like I said, the problem with this movie is that the cast is too big to sustain the plot.
Yeah.
And to sustain
it's an
any
ensemble.
tension.
It is not a deftly handled ensemble picture at all.
No, it is mostly a vehicle for Gene Hackman to scream at people.
Yeah.
His character, I don't know what he's supposed to be. If he's supposed to be this, like, commanding, manly man, he just fucking sucks. He's a jerk to everybody.
That's the thing is, I don't really see Gene Hackman as that kind of a person. He doesn't really carry that forward. But other people who were offered the part definitely portray that kind of vibe, because Burt Lancaster and I think George C. Scott were also offered the part.
I mean, I guess.
And I could see
They
them
were
as
probably
being
a little too old for it.
But
maybe?
yeah, that was really it. I think Lancaster read it and was like, I don't really feel like I could do this convincingly. But
yeah, like that 50s kind of like take charge guy,
also kind of hot-headed and impassioned in a very masculine sort of way.
Like they all have these character notes that ultimately are they're like irrelevant.
Yeah.
Like even the fact that he is a reverend is irrelevant to everything.
Yeah, like nothing, because
else.
all this movie is just moving from place to place, overcoming an obstacle, swimming under a thing, climbing over a thing. And none of these, none of this stuff. Like they invent a device to make Mrs. Rosen's swimming scene convincing, but like,
and it is the weirdest device you could possibly come up with.
Yeah. But yeah, if they had, I don't know, if it's trimmed it down and just focused on the action and the suspense, because there are some parts that are quite suspenseful. It's a fun adventure movie, like for sure.
It is. The problem, I think, is that it was written by two people who did not communicate with one another.
Yeah.
And it sort of shows. It's like someone got you halfway there, someone else finished it, but like there's not really a story here.
Right, yeah. Because you can definitely see, like, as he goes on, as Irwin Allen goes on and makes more of these, they get a little tighter, they're a little bit more focused, like Towering Inferno, I believe, is also about as long as this.
I think it's longer than this.
This is a touch under 2 hours, but Towering Inferno doesn't feel long in the way that this one does.
And it has all of the same pieces in it. It's just fleshed out in a better way.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, this would have been more successful if we just knew anything about these people.
Yeah.
It's still fun, though.
It's still fun. Great movie. Good. It's a high time we actually addressed the disaster movie.
It's my favorite. Just wait until we get into the animal attack movies.
Oh yeah. So speaking of next movies, what's next?
Well, as we have alluded to before, Bring Me the Axe, Fatal Frames. Is it a good movie? No. Is it terrible?
Oh, it's the
Yes.
fucking worst. It is one of the worst movies I have ever seen, but in a really, really awesome way.
It is Italian in a way that just does not make any sense.
You're going to fall in love with the musical acting styles of Stefania Stella. Lady Gaga,
weird that her
she is
career
not.
never really took off.
Whatever happened to Stefania Stella? Well, one look and you'll understand.
And then in 2 weeks, 99-Cent Rental, we are coming back. We are doing a movie I like very much that it is called The Cars That Ate Paris.
Oh, God. Doesn't actually take place in Paris, France.
Nope. Takes place in Australia.
Weird movie.
Very weird movie.
But I like it. It's a good one. Okay, cool. I'd forgotten that we were doing that one. That's awesome. All right, so we'll see you next week with Fatal Frames, So Help Me God. And then in 2 weeks, The Cars That Ate Paris.
Are you noticing your car insurance rate creep up even without tickets or claims? You're not alone. That's why there's Jerry, your proactive insurance assistant. Jerry handles the legwork by comparing quotes side by side from over 50 top insurers so you can confidently hit buy. No spam calls, no hidden fees. Jerry even tracks rates and alerts you when it's best to shop. Drivers who save with Jerry could save over $1,300 a year. Don't settle for higher rates. Download the Jerry app or visit jerry.ai/libsyn today. That's jerry.ai/libsyn.